Alright, being poor sucks. I wouldn't recommend being poor. I've been poor for most of my life. I've been living on my own since I was 17 years old. And when I was 17, I lived with my roommate Brewer in a duplex. Now that right there should give you an idea of how much money we had. We couldn't even rent a whole house. We rented half a house. Our landlord's like, you guys get the top part, this random stranger gets the bottom part, you guys share a basement and make awkward conversation from time to time. You got it? Alright, cool. And let me say, our asses were broke living in that duplex. I was so broke, if I found a nickel on the ground, I wouldn't just put it in my pocket. I'd bust out my wallet and put that baby in there nice and secure. You're not going anywhere. I could buy a half a Tootsie Roll with you, and there's nothing quite like being hungry and having no money. We'd just be sitting there sometimes. Well, we have no money until we get paid on Friday. What day is it? It's Tuesday. Ah, well, looks like we're fucked. Well, we had a good run. I guess it's time to kill ourselves. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. What's the cheapest way to not feel hungry when you have no money? Well, I'll tell you what it is. It's going to sleep. Just take your ass to bed. You can't feel hungry when you're asleep, now can you? It's like using a cheat code. All right, I'm going to sleep for the next 3 days until we get paid again. Wake me up when we can eat. There's one time we scavenged the whole house, checking underneath all the furniture for any loose change, and somehow we managed to scrape together a decent amount of money, and we were able to buy a whole box of Hamburger Helper. Oh yeah, we're going to eat good tonight. We're at the grocery store, frolicking down the aisle. We're dumping all our change on the counter, like the cashier just hit a jackpot on a slot machine. We get home, and Brewer decides to cook this Hamburger Helper in what looks like the oldest, most decrepit pan I've ever seen in my life. It's got rust marks on it. It's all crusty and shit. This damn thing looked like he salvaged it from the Titanic. He serves it up, and there's like these black speckles mixed in the food. And I'm like, what is this, pepper? Did you put pepper in this? No, it wasn't pepper. Spoiler alert. It was like the metal coating on the pan that scraped off, mixed in with the food. Oh, well, that's gross. What are we supposed to do now? Well, I'll tell you what we did. We ate it anyways. Not much of a choice there now, was it? This tastes like soot and metal. Yeah, it sure does. There'd be people on Fear Factor that wouldn't even eat this shit, and we're over here getting seconds. It's really not that bad if you close your eyes and try to think of something else. And if we weren't worried about food being on the table, we definitely were worried about getting utilities shut off every month. You'd get a disconnection notice in the mail for the gas, for the electric, for goddamn utilities you didn't even know existed. You get a knock on the door. Yeah, hi, Oxygen Company. We're here to shut your shit off. Oxygen Company? What the hell? Bring in the vacuum! We had our gas shut off for a whole summer one time. No more warm showers, no more dryer. That gas oven in your kitchen? Well, that just turned into extra counter space. That's what that is. We're not paying the gas bill. What are you, crazy? Most people like having a functioning oven in their kitchen, you know. Some people even see it as a necessity. But us, no, we didn't need that gas oven. We just got an electric toaster oven and put it right on top of our old oven. There we go, problem solved. Now we can make our Tostinos pizzas again. We had our water shut off for a week one time. Guess what? Now you got no working toilet. Where are you supposed to shit now, smarty pants? If you have ever had the joy of having your water shut off, then you know that you have one remaining flush in that tank on your toilet. You better make it count. So let's do some quick poop math. You could probably take like 4 shits in that thing and maybe like, I don't know, 20 pisses before things start breaking the crest of the rim. So everybody in the house rushes to go to the bathroom like it's the last helicopter out of Vietnam. Everybody get in here! We're making the most out of this last flush. Now you can still use your toilet if you dump some water bottles in the tank. Manufacture your own flush there. One time I didn't have any water bottles, but I did have an old 2-liter of flat Mountain Dew sitting there in the kitchen, and I got to thinking, that'll work, right? Why wouldn't it? So there I am, dumping Mountain Dew into a toilet tank so I can poop in it. It was probably at this moment in my life where I was like, man, I should really get my life sorted out. This is not how I pictured my life to be. And while we're on this subject of pooping when you're poor, what are you supposed to wipe with when you got 3 nickels in your wallet? Because toilet paper, sure as shit, is a luxury at that point in your life. I've wiped my ass with so many different substances from not having proper toilet paper, I could write a book on it. How to poop when you're poor. What to wipe with, what to flush with. I'm talking McDonald's napkins, coffee filters. You start looking at how fluffy the cat is, thinking, you know what? It's a possibility if worse comes to worse. The cat's hiding under the couch and shit. You know something's up. You're not wiping with me, buddy. No siree. But having the water or the gas shut off, that wasn't that big of a deal to us. We can deal with that. we'll make do. But where I draw the line is the internet. We tried to pay that bill as best we could, but no matter how hard we'd try, we still got our internet shut off probably about 15 times. You'd be sitting there one day trying to log into your MySpace, and you get one of these bad boys pop up on your browser. Oh, god damn it, we don't have any internet. What is this, Pakistan? How am I supposed to switch around my MySpace top 8? I still have Tom in there, for Christ's sake. Everybody's gonna think I'm some kind of loser. I will gladly shit in some Mountain Dew, but I will be damned if I don't have any internet. Alright, now some of you may know that before I started in the business of drawing crappy stick figure cartoons, I used to work at a car dealership. And when I first started working there, I started as a porter in the service department. And being a porter sucked ass. You were on the bottom rung of the employment ladder, which meant you had to do all the shitty jobs that nobody else wanted to do. Yeah, I guess the toilets broke down today, so I'm gonna have you manually scoop all the shit out with this tiny shovel and bucket. Oh, and by the way, Bill had a cheesy gordita crunch yesterday, so you might want to wear like a poncho maybe. So needless to say, it didn't take long for me to be like, wow, this job sucks ass. I'm gonna work here a couple of weeks, and then I'm gonna find something better. But instead of doing that, I worked there for 7 years. Oh, god damn it. And indeed, it did suck ass. It sucked so much that I got my friend Brewer a job there so he could be just as miserable as I was. Now, our main job as porters was to check in customers when they brought their broke-ass cars to get fixed. But a good portion of our job was just me and Brewer standing around by the tires and laughing like Beavis and Butthead all day long. Our boss would get all pissed like, oh, come on, guys, don't just stand there. Pick up a broom. Okay. Now, most of the customers that came in were not in the best of moods. I mean, they're getting their car fixed. How good of a mood could you be in? Hello, sir. What brings you in today? Well, you guys sold me a Ford Focus that drives like old people fuck. That's what brings me in today. Okay, right this way. But it was always funny watching Brewer talk to customers because Brewer is a pretty eccentric person, and not everybody knows how to handle his ass. He'd walk up to people like, alrighty, dighty, dippity do. What is it that I can do for you? What the hell? Honey, why is this guy talking like he's fucking Willy Wonka? I don't like it. Hell, one time in particular, this lady comes in, and she's like, is Brewer here? He helped me with my car earlier, and he was so nice. I just wanted to give him some cookies that I made. No, he's on his lunch break right now. Okay, I'll just leave these here then. You know, I just think it's so nice that you guys employ people with his special needs. Special needs? Oh my god, this lady thinks Brewer's retarded. Yeah, he's one of a kind. I try to keep an eye on him. He often gets very confused and frightened, but I try to do my best. But I'll be sure to give these cookies to his goofy ass for you. Brewer comes back from lunch and I'm like, hey, what did you say to that lady you helped today? I don't know, why? Well, because she thought you were retarded, Brewer, that's why. And she gave you some cookies. She thought I was what? Oh, to hell with it, I got cookies out of it at least. Now, the other part of our job was to move cars to and from the service aisle. And you'd think that would be an easy job, but nothing's an easy job when it's 7:30 in the morning and you're a half-awake, severely hungover 20-year-old kid. My ass was barely coherent in the morning. Hell, one time I got into somebody's car, and instead of pressing down on the brake, I pushed down on the gas pedal instead. All of a sudden, the car starts revving up like crazy. My dumb ass doesn't even realize it. I'm thinking it's somebody else. I'm fucking redlining the engine and shit. I'm looking around like, who's the dumb idiot that's about to blow up a car engine? Get off the gas pedal, you stupid asshole. Oh, I'm the dumb idiot. So I get out of the car all embarrassed. Yeah, sorry, I almost blew up your car. I don't know how cars work, apparently. But the worst part about driving other people's cars is that some people are filthy animals. One time this car came in and it was practically filled to the ceiling with old-ass McDonald bags and half-eaten cheeseburgers. Ah, sick, it smells like Ronald McDonald's asshole in this piece. So I'm driving this garbage car out of the service aisle. The whole time I'm talking shit about the car to myself. God damn it, it smells like Rosie O'Donnell's belly button in here. I can't stand it. I parked the car and all of a sudden I realize there's been a kid sitting in the back seat the entire time. Whoa, there's a small child back there. Small child, what are you doing back there? So now I have to escort this kid back to the service aisle and pray to God that he doesn't tell his parents about all the shit I was talking about their car. So listen here, kid, I'm gonna give you this $1 bill, and all that Rosie O'Donnell belly button talk's gonna stay between us, okay? But being a porter wasn't all bad. Sometimes we got to drive really nice cars, like this guy that would bring in his sweet-ass Shelby GT. The only problem was, I had no idea how to drive a stick shift. So there I am, stalling this dude's Mustang out every 3 fucking feet, the owner standing outside watching me the entire time. Holy hell, just get out of the car, I'll take it from here. You probably just fucked my clutch up 8 different ways. Don't you know how cars work? But if you thought that was bad, it was nothing compared to what I did to these old people's van. You see, these old people came in to pick up their big-ass van that we just fixed, so I pulled it up for them. And since these people were somewhere between 80 and 1,000 years old, I decided to back it into the service aisle for them. Well, as I'm backing up, the overhead door starts to come down, and guess what happened? That's right, I slammed their fucking van through the overhead door like I was in a goddamn Jason Statham movie.
Holy hell, Barbara, I'm having heart palpitations.
Brewer's standing there watching the whole thing.
Yeah, who's the retard now, huh?
I get out and I have no idea what to say.
Sorry, I don't know how cars work. I didn't really mean to ram your minivan through the overhead door like a psychopath.
So needless to say, we had to fix their car, again. And needless to say, nobody wanted me to bring cars up anymore. Yeah, we really can't have you flinging vans through overhead doors all willy-nilly. But I have good news. Somebody took a shit in one of the urinals, so you can help out with that. Alright, when I was a kid, I had a pet butterfly. And I know that's fucking weird, a butterfly, like most people have dogs and cats, or even a fucking ferret or something like that. That's not nearly as weird as a butterfly. But I was a weird kid, alright? I listened to a lot of Smash Mouth at the time, and I was wearing a lot of fucking Hawaiian t-shirts like somebody's dad. But in school, they gave us these caterpillars to take care of, which is stupid. You know, you got a bunch of 9-year-olds that can barely wipe their ass the right way. They're gonna really take care of something, aren't they? Yeah, it's a living thing. Here, go ahead, go crazy. But I was stoked. I was probably more stoked than my dad would have wanted me to be. I didn't give a shit. This fucking bug's gonna be living in our house, Dad, alright? He's got his own cardboard box, a little window, some twigs and shit. It's not like he's fucking drinking your beer out of the fridge, Dad. Relax. And I took care of that fucking thing, okay? Not like my Tamagotchi, alright? It wasn't face down in the dirt, dead, surrounded by its own shit. I took care of it way better than that fucking thing. And a couple weeks later, believe it or not, it fucking metamorphized into a little chrysalis. I'm all pumped. I'm showing my family and shit. Oh, look, the little guy's in a cocoon. It's a fucking chrysalis, Uncle Rick, not a goddamn cocoon. It's not a moth, you dense bastard. Jesus Christ. Why don't you go get another fucking DUI, Uncle Rick? Why don't you do that with your not knowing butterfly ass? And then finally, one morning, I woke up and I peered into that box. And there it was, in all its glory. Fucking Murphy the Monarch butterfly. And to this day, I don't think I've ever been so excited in my life. I'm like belting out Disney show tunes and shit. I can show you the world. Shining, shimmering splendor. I'm going to school the next day telling my friends, hey, it turned into a butterfly. Did yours turn into a butterfly? What the fuck are you talking about? Oh, the fucking caterpillar? Oh, my mom threw that in the garbage like 2 weeks ago. What the fuck? You have yours still? Like, fuck yeah, I have mine. Are you kidding me? I'm hanging out with a butterfly all day. I look like I'm on the fucking cover of a Lisa Frank folder, for Christ's sake. And I love that stupid-ass butterfly. We'd be like drinking Capri Suns and playing Mario Kart in my room. I'd let it fly around the bathroom and shit. I'd get it to come back to me by dipping a cotton ball in sugar water. It'd come right back to me. I was like the butterfly whisperer. It'd be like,
ooh, I love this shit. Sugar water, my dude.
It was like the fucking alien in Men in Black. Sugar with water. My dad would be like having beers with his friends. Oh, hey Ken, what's your kid doing over there? Well, he's fucking playing with his butterfly, alright? He's got a pet butterfly. Who the fuck cares, Mike, alright? At least his teeth aren't all fucked up like your kid. Looking like he's been chewing on bricks his whole goddamn life. But then one day, things went a little awry. And this is the part of the story where things get a little sad, so get your Kleenex boxes out. I stayed the night at my buddy's house, and it was probably a standard 9-year-old night, you know, filled with fucking trading Pokemon cards and talking about Pokemon cards and more fucking Pokemon cards. And I returned home, and I went upstairs to my room, and I noticed Murphy's little fucking butterfly condo's all smashed up and on my floor. And then I noticed on my floor that there's little bits of Murphy the Monarch butterflies scattered throughout my fucking room. Like somebody had a surprise birthday party in my room the night before, and they used 100% butterfly confetti. And I'm totally devastated. I have no idea what the hell happened. I'm like, holy shit, my butterfly would rather blow itself up than be my pet? And then I look over to the corner of the room, and my fucking cat's hanging out there, and he's got this look on his face. He's like smoking a cigarette, looking at me like, yeah, bitch, I fucking ripped that thing apart. I don't need that shit in my life. What the fuck you gonna do about it? I just had a flash of rage. I could just picture him and my dad having a celebratory drink. Yeah, looks like he's gonna have to start playing with normal shit now, isn't it? So I did what any 9-year-old would do to punish a cat. I stabbed it in the fucking head with a pitchfork. No, I didn't do that. But I did put his ass under a laundry basket. Put him in laundry jail like everybody did, right? Everybody put their cat under a laundry basket. You're not going anywhere, asshole. You murdered my fucking best friend. You sit there and you think about it. You think about it until my mom has to use this later to wash my Stone Cold Steve Austin t-shirts. So here's to Murphy, that stupid ass butterfly who was my best friend for a solid couple of weeks. I'm sorry I was such a shitty owner, and I'm sorry I had to leave you and you turned into confetti. But I had to fucking go trade Pokemon cards, alright? I had to get that holographic Alakazam, and I don't regret it. Because I still have that fucking holographic Alakazam, right? You were gonna fucking die anyways. I know I was gonna wake up one morning and you'd be all stiff and white, like a fucking dying E.T. on the bathroom floor. And then what would I do? You'd be gone anyways. So it's a happy ending, really, if you think about it. Alright, I was a big fan of airsoft guns when I was a kid. If you don't know what an airsoft gun is, well, it's a plastic gun that kind of bridges the gap between a Nerf gun and a semi-automatic rifle. They shoot little plastic BBs, and after about a week, your whole house is littered with them. Your dad's dumping them out of the toaster, your sister's digging them out of her ass crack. You just go around shooting a bunch of holes in all the lampshades. And I was the first kid on my block to get an airsoft gun. Brought it out to show off to everybody. They're all mesmerized. I could conquer the whole goddamn world with this thing. My buddy David literally took it out of my hand, and he's like, "Oh, sweet, this is sweet!" David, what the fuck? It was my turn to shoot Michael in the face. It was a bit of a trendsetter, I gotta say, because like a week later, every kid on the block had an airsoft gun. They didn't have a normal airsoft gun like I did. They had this fucking battery-powered M16 tactical shit, fully automatic, get shot in the face 30 times in 4 seconds. Hold on a damn minute. Jesus, I'm using this Stone Age piece of crap. My shit looks like a Happy Meal toy compared to yours. Michael's over there. Doesn't even have an airsoft gun. He's like shooting BBs through a fucking straw like it's a blowgun. He's wearing his puffy-ass winter coat in the middle of July, his body armor. There'd always be somebody out of ammo trying to call timeout. Wait a minute, timeout! Bitch, there ain't no timeout in airsoft! You get home with a bunch of red welts all over your body like somebody gave you a smallpox blanket. I eventually upgraded my arsenal, threw my handgun out, and purchased a big ol' sniper rifle. Thing's bigger than my entire body. Big ass scope on top of it like I was gonna assassinate a public official. Sure, it didn't shoot fast like the other ones, but that thing had some power. My friends hiding behind a car and shit, I just shoot through the fucking car. First weekend I got that rifle, shot my cousin in the back. The following weekend we had a closed casket funeral for him. Now, on one particular day, we were playing Capture the Flag. And it's important to note at this time, they didn't put the big ass orange tips on these guns like they do nowadays. Let you know it's a fake gun. No, they just dab a bit of orange nail polish on the end of that bitch, call it a day. And that kind of makes it a little hard for your neighbors to determine if you're outside playing or if you're committing an act of domestic terrorism.
Yeah, hi, 911. There's a child with a deer rifle and he's running amok in the streets.
So I'm sitting there at my base, which is David's front yard. I'm peeking through my scope like I'm about to put Lyndon B. Johnson into office. And I'm on the lookout for David. Now, where's David at? Well, David has ADHD, so he's not at his base, and he's not at my base. Hell, I don't even know if he even knew he was playing at the time. Probably forgot all about it, chasing a butterfly and shit. Now, David decides to walk to one of the busiest streets in the city and wave around what looks to be an automatic assault rifle in the air. Well, imagine David's surprise when about 4 seconds later, goddamn paddy wagon pulls up in front of him. Bunch of cops pile out. They got their guns drawn on this completely oblivious, attention deficit child. Now, I wasn't there. I was around the block waiting to shoot David in the teeth with my Kennedy killer. But I bet that turd in his pants was massive. Well, it didn't take him long to figure out that David's gun wasn't real. Luckily, he wasn't massacred on the street right there and then. They load his ass in the back of the wagon, like the wild animal that he is, and they pull up to the front of his house. Now, I was there for this part, and I can say for sure that the turd in my pants was massive. One cop gets out and he's like, "Put that goddamn rifle down!" So I threw it like the gun was on fire. Dave comes out of the back of the truck, looking like a shitty Dennis the Menace cartoon. "The hell do you think you kids are doing?"
We're just playing.
"Why's that kid wearing that puffy-ass coat? It's 94 degrees outside!" David's mom comes running out like they're filming an episode of Law & Order in her front yard. Instead of getting a chance to meet Ice-T, she's got to deal with this bullshit. Now, the cops were really cool about this whole shitty situation. They gave David's mom our arsenal of plastic weapons, and they're all like, "Well, we could have murdered your kid and got away with it, but, well, we didn't, so you're welcome. Why don't you give him a wiffle ball bat or some shit to play with instead? Jesus Christ." So the moral of the story is, don't be a fucking idiot waving a weapon around in the street. Alright, for those of you that don't know, I used to work at a car dealership in the service department. When people would come and get their car fixed, it was my job to bring them back home in a shitty soccer mom minivan. For the most part, it was a decent job. I mean, if you don't mind having the same 3 conversations 50 fucking times a day.
Boy, the weather sure is nice outside.
Look at these goddamn gas prices. They're way too damn high.
So do you just drive people around all day?
It gets a little old pretty damn quick. After a while, when people would get in, I'd just be like, before you say anything, yes, the weather's nice outside, yes, the gas prices are bullshit, and yes, all I do is drive people around all day because I make shitty life decisions. Half the time, people didn't want to talk to me anyways. They were too pissed off about their car being a broken pile of shit. I try to strike up a conversation. So what brings you in today? Well, my car caught on fire because it's a pile of shit, and it killed my goddamn Cocker Spaniel. That's what brings me in today. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I guess I'll go fuck myself then. Fantastic. But pissed off people I could handle. It was the crazy people that would come in on a regular basis. Those were the ones you had to look out for. People like Mr. Mortega, who was a lunatic in every sense of the word. He'd roll into the shop with his Ford Explorer covered in Donald Trump bumper stickers. They weren't even clever stickers either. They would just say like, Hillary's a bitch. And you'd be like, okay, that's the best you could do? Not very clever there, Mr. Mortega. Not very clever. Now, this guy was a psychopath, and it was pretty easy to see because he would wear a button on his shirt with an aborted fetus on it. Quite the conversation piece, I must say. He'd walk up to me, yeah, I'm here to get my brakes fixed. I'm staring down at his feet, trying not to make eye contact with the goddamn dead fetus on his chest. But then I realized this guy's wearing Crocs. Now I'm even more upset. Now I don't know where to fucking avert my eyes to. So I'd have to drive this guy back to his house, and it was at this point that he would try to say something racist to me. I don't know what it is. He would just look at me and think, oh yeah, this guy must be racist. I'm sure I could share my beliefs with him. And I could always tell when he was about to say some racist shit. He'd say something like, yeah, this neighborhood's not what it used to be, that's for sure. Oh boy, here we go. It's all these fucking Mexicans moving in, I tell you what. Whoa! They need to build that wall for Christ's sake. Hell, they should build 2 of them while they're at it. Fuck those Canadians. So needless to say, he was a real treat to deal with. But he wasn't the only one, because there was a guy named Tom Plunkett, who just so happened to look like a mall Santa Claus that maybe did a couple tours of Vietnam. And Tom Plunkett drove a big-ass cargo van, which isn't very strange, but all the goddamn stuffed animals he kept inside of it, well, that was a bit perplexing. I don't know why a 60-year-old man would have a bunch of stuffed animals in there, but you know what? Just like Mr. Mortega's baby button, I just tried to pretend that they weren't even there. But boy, would he get pissed if one of those stuffed animals were out of place. Who the hell moved my Magilla gorilla stuffed animal? It's clearly 4 inches to the left. What the hell happened? Now, I'd always have to take Tom Plunkett to his mother's house, which was about a 20-minute trip. I mean, it took 5 minutes to get there, but for 15 minutes we'd sit in front of her house while he gave me a play-by-play of the Yahtzee game that him and his mom played the night before. So then I went for my large straight, but I couldn't get that, so I had to use my chance. That's great, Tom, that's great. And my mom, she got her 35-point bonus, so that put me in a pickle. Yeah, Tom, I'm sure it did. So then I roll 4 6s, and I'm tempted to use my 4 of a kind. I'm sure you were, Tom. I'm sure. And then my mom rolls again, and wouldn't you know it, she got another Yahtzee. What a bitch. But Tom Plunkett was nothing compared to a customer named Fred Arnold. And let me tell you, I'd listen to hours and hours of Tom's incoherent Yahtzee babble instead of dealing with Fred Arnold. You see, Fred Arnold would bring his truck in to get fixed. And the only problem with that is, Fred Arnold lives in his truck. And when I say lives in his truck, I mean he eats there, he sleeps there, and most importantly, he shits there when he has to. In a bucket. In this bucket right here. That's right, I managed to take a picture of one of the many, many times he came to visit. Doesn't it look like Disneyland? Put that shit on a postcard. Wish you were here. So on top of the truck being filled with garbage, sometimes there'd be a big old bucket of Fred Arnold shit riding shotgun. Oh, cool, human shit. Boy, I'm sure earning every cent of this $8 an hour. Now, Fred Arnold didn't have a house for me to take him to since, well, we're fixing his house, but he always had me take him to the bank. You see, Fred Arnold was independently wealthy. He had a bunch of money. He chose to live in his truck just because, well, he wanted to live in a fucking truck, I guess. Now, Fred Arnold never said a word to me when we'd go to the bank, which was fine with me. I mean, what kind of small talk are we gonna have? So, Fred, you shit in your own truck, huh? That's pretty neat. I mean, I shit in a toilet, but different strokes for different folks. But out of the dozen or so times that I've given this man a ride, there was one occasion that he actually said something to me, and it caught me off guard. He leans over and clears his throat. Oh my God, he's gonna say something. What's it gonna be? Is he gonna tell me how he has so much money? Or why he sleeps in his truck? Or why he shits in buckets? What is it, Fred?
These gas prices are ridiculous.
Oh, God damn it, Fred. Alright, now a lot of you guys know that I live next door to a kid named Michael. And a lot of you guys know that I really didn't like going over his house that much. And that was for a couple of reasons. For one, his stepdad was a dick, and he would never let us eat or drink anything in the house. What do you think, I'm feeding the whole neighborhood? I don't work 23 hours a week at a goddamn Home Depot so you can sit around and drink all our Mountain Cooler Capri Suns. And for two, they had this big-ass Rottweiler named Nathan. Now, who the hell names a Rottweiler Nathan to begin with? That's a people's name. You could confuse the shit out of somebody if you're not careful. They'd be ordering a pizza on the phone and shit. Yeah, I need a large stuffed crust with pepperoni on it. Oh, god damn it, Nathan, stop licking your asshole. That's a bad Nathan. You lick your asshole on your own time.
Oh, sick. Dude, I think this guy's son's licking his own asshole.
Really? Wow, what a dirty little bastard. Now, this dog was big as hell. He was massive. If he was on a Pokemon card, you bet your ass he'd have 120 HP at least. He'd be strolling around the house looking for something to bench press, looking like a goddamn bodybuilder.
Hey, you guys want to rub baby oil on me and watch me flex in the mirror?
He was a big dog, but he was a nice dog, and he was super friendly to everybody. Everybody except for me, that is. I don't know what it was, but as soon as I walked into Michael's house, Nathan would be like,
Who the hell's this punky Brewster-looking bastard?
Michael, I don't think your dog likes me too much.
Well, what makes you say that?
I don't know. No reason in particular, I guess. So needless to say, Nathan wasn't my biggest fan. And frankly, I wasn't the biggest fan of Nathan either. I mean, the dog's got eyebrows, for Christ's sake. How you gonna trust a dog that has eyebrows? So I did my best to keep my distance from Michael's house, as well as Nathan the Rottweiler. But on one particular day, I had to go over Michael's house. And that was because he rented the movie Rush Hour on VHS. And if you were 9 years old in the late 90s like I was, your ass loved Rush Hour on VHS. So we're sitting on the living room floor. We're all excited and shit. Even the dog's over there pumped up like,
Oh yeah, Rush Hour. That's what I'm talking about.
So we start watching this movie, and we got this big-ass bowl of popcorn in front of us. Oh, is that my Orville Redenbacher that you're eating? God damn it, there you go, feeding the whole goddamn neighborhood again. And everything's going great until Michael spills some popcorn on the floor. That's when Nathan comes over, and he's like,
Ooh, is that floor popcorn? Floor popcorn's my favorite.
and he starts eating the popcorn off the floor. So Michael tries to stop the dog from eating the popcorn by slapping him on the ass.
Stop eating that popcorn, Nathan!
And right when that happened, Nathan looks up at me like I was the one that slapped him in the ass.
Did this punky Brewster bastard just slap me in my ass in my own house?
This dog comes flying at me like a goddamn ninja turtle. I turn around and try to run, but the dog chomps down on my left ass cheek. I start screaming and shit.
Bad Nathan! Bad Nathan! Nathan, don't you bite me in my ass! Take your teeth out of my ass cheek!
Wow, he really is a dirty little bastard, isn't he? So I'm scuttling over to the front door. Nathan's still teeth deep in my left ass cheek. Meanwhile, Michael and his stepdad are still watching Rush Hour without a goddamn care in the world.
Hey, do you think you could beat up Jackie Chan?
Hell yeah, I can beat up Jackie Chan. I work at Home Depot. I can do anything. I'm trying to open the door over here, and that's when Nathan decides to bite me in the back of the head. So at this point, I'm like, oh, okay, this is it. This is how I'm gonna die. Via fucking Rottweiler. How fantastic. Somehow I get free, and I run out of Michael's house like the goddamn building's on fire. The back of my head's bleeding, as well as my ass cheek. I walk into my house looking like I just stormed the beaches of Normandy and shit. What the hell happened to you? Somebody kick your ass? It kinda looks that way, doesn't it? I got mauled in the back of my head, and then Nathan bit me in the ass cheek. Nathan bit you in the ass cheek? What kind of fucking friends are you hanging out with? Like 2 hours go by and Michael comes over to my house.
Dude, what the hell happened?
Well, your dog attacked me because he thought I was trying to sexually assault him. That's what the hell happened, Michael.
You didn't even get to see the end of Rush Hour.
Yes, I know that, Michael, and that's the worst goddamn part. I'm never coming over your house again. Not as long as you got that goddamn dinosaur dog. And that's the story of how I became a cat person. Now, you'd think that to this day, I would be super paranoid of Rottweilers, since, you know, one of them did try to kill me in my friend's living room. And you would be correct in that assumption. But the thing is my wife is a big dog person. And she pretty much told me, oh, to hell with your traumatic childhood experience. We're gonna get a dog. And it's gonna be a big-ass Rottweiler. So there he is. Look at him, looking all ferocious, ready to rip my face off. Look at those eyebrows. You can't trust those eyebrows. Now, of course, we had to name this dog when we got him. And I could only think of one name that would be appropriate. And that name, of course, is not fucking Nathan. Are you serious? You really think I'd name a dog that? No. His name is Otis. Something more appropriate. Because who the fuck would name a dog Nathan? Alright, I've had my fair share of psychopath teachers growing up, but I think my 6th grade math teacher takes the cake. He had a little bit of an anger problem, and on the surface you wouldn't see it. If you seen him in public, you'd be like, oh, look at that guy. He likes Pringles and Miller Lite probably, alright. But if you were a stupid kid in his math class, well, you got to see it firsthand, because he hated stupid children, which is unfortunate because he teaches 6th grade math. He's surrounded by stupid children. All it took is one stupid question and he'd flip his shit.
Mr. Roberson, does the percent sign go before or after a number?
Anybody else got any stupid fucking questions? Huh? Anybody? I got 29 more bullets here. He's the first teacher I ever heard swear in class, which can be a little jarring the first time you hear it in a school setting. It's the order of operations, Daniel. You can suck my ass if you think subtraction comes before parentheses. What kind of simple bitch are you? Jesus Christ. Like, whoa, wait a minute. Something's not right here. You're a teacher. You're supposed to say happy words. You just had a lot of pent-up frustration. If you could just lay into the occasional kid, just maybe like an uppercut, knock one out every once in a while. But no, this isn't the 1930s, where if a kid gets a wrong answer, you can, like, push a bookshelf on them or something. You'd always intentionally try to find the most nervous kid, too. Make them answer problems on the board, just so he can make you look like a babbling idiot in front of the whole class. Hey, Billy, why are you sweating so much? You're freaking everybody out. Why don't you tell us what you have for problem 3? 12? Yeah, hi, school nurse. If I have Billy pee in a cup, can you give him a drug test? Because he's obviously smoking crack if he thinks the answer's 12. I'm pretty sure he'd just go home at night, crack open 15 beers, and just drink until he couldn't feel anymore.
Honey, dinner's done. I made your favorite. Cigarettes and Xanax. How was work today?
Fucking kids can't learn how to add fractions, Sharon. God damn it! And sometimes he wouldn't just spaz out on one kid. Sometimes he'd spaz out in the entire class. Like if we were sitting there and he was trying to teach us a new concept, and we were just not getting it, and he's just looking at our blank faces, knowing that not a single goddamn word he's saying sinking in. What the hell's he talking about? This is worse than long division. So one of his favorite things to do is make us copy things out of the math book that we had. All right, little assholes, since you can't comprehend anything except your goddamn Pokemon cards, why don't you get your math books out and copy pages 4 to 96? So we'd have to sit there and like sketch the actual page in the math book. Like the diagrams, the page numbers, the fucking copyright information in the front of the book. But I've never seen him as mad as the day he flipped out on my friend Corey. We're sitting there one day, learning how to add fractions or some shit, and Corey's over there fucking off all day in class like he always does, which makes him a prime candidate to be made an example of by Mr. Roberson. Hey Corey, take your dick out of your hand and tell me what answer you have for the problem on the board.
Oh man,
Just add the numerators together, Corey. It's not that hard.
Numerators?
Which number's the numerator, Corey?
The bottom one?
Motherfucker!
Oh god, he's gonna kill me!
It's simple goddamn addition, Corey. There are first graders who can't even wipe their ass proper. I could do this right now.
I don't know the answer.
Can you wipe your ass properly, Corey?
Not really, no.
Corey, get your shit and go up to your first grade teacher and see if she'll let you sit in there and learn.
Are you serious?
Get the fuck out of my classroom! Now, if we all weren't scared shitless, we would have been losing it right now. Because the look on Corey's face was priceless. So sure as shit, Corey marched up to his first grade teacher's class to sit with a bunch of 6-year-olds to learn basic addition and how to wipe your ass properly.
Mr. Roberson sent me up here to learn. Oh, and to ask you why you can't do your fucking job right.
Now maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit on how psychopathic he was. He didn't shoot anybody with an M16. But if I am, I'm telling you right now, it's not by much. He was a psychopath, and his teaching methods were a little unorthodox, borderline abusive, you know, whatever. But I tell you what, I learned some goddamn mathematics, that's for goddamn sure.
All right, now you guys probably didn't know this, but my wife and I are volunteer firefighters. And you probably didn't know that because, well, we didn't even know it ourselves. That is until we found out a few weeks ago when we had our idiot neighbor light his backyard on fire. Now, how did this whole thing happen? Well, the night started off normal enough. My wife and I are eating a late dinner, and not that it matters, but it was a particularly good barbecue dinner. Very yummy, very scrumptious. All of a sudden, we hear the boys storming down the stairs like wild animals. They burst into the kitchen like, holy smokes, holy smokes. Do you guys really have to pound down the stairs like there's a fire or something? But there is a fire. Look out the window. I don't care if there's a fire. You don't pound down the stairs. Wait a minute. What did you say? There's a fire. There really is a fire? We look out the window, and sure as shit, we see what looks to be like the fucking apocalypse happening in our neighbor's backyard. Holy hot dogs on a stick. There's a whole fire out there. Oh God, are we being attacked? Is it the North Koreans? All right, everybody just stay in the house. Don't open the door. And most importantly, don't let the dog get on the table and eat our barbecue. We'll be right back. So we sprint out there in a panic, and we quickly find out that yes, indeed, our neighbor's backyard is ablaze. So we start yelling out to see if anybody's out there. Hello? Anybody home? You, have a situation at hand. Hey, you stupid fucks, your backyard's on fire. But we get no response back, of course. So now apparently this whole ordeal is our responsibility. Now, I don't know anything about this neighbor of ours, except that he lives behind us, and he likes to get drunk and have campfires late at night while he listens to shitty music at a semi-reasonable volume. So we can only assume that he's passed out on the couch right now, totally oblivious to what's going on in his backyard. Or, you know, he might be the fucking thing that's on fire in the backyard. Who's to say at this point? So I run to get the fire extinguisher while my wife calls the fire department. Hello, 911? The world is burning! I'm in the house trying to remember where the hell we keep the fire extinguisher, which, side note, I have to say, in the closet, behind the dog food, and underneath a bunch of bullshit is a terrible place to keep it. But I grab it and sprint across the backyard like the fucking backyard's on fire. The whole time that shitty Chad Kroeger song from Spider-Man is playing over and over again in my head. And they say that a hero can save us. I'm not gonna stand here and wait. Ha! I get to my neighbor's backyard, and up close and personal, I have to say that this fire is a little bit more than I bargained for. I mean, look at this shit. I'm supposed to deal with this? Where's the fucking Mighty Morphin Power Rangers when you need them?
What the fuck?
So I let loose the fire extinguisher. And of course, it doesn't do shit. For the most part, it just gives the fire a little fucking tickle. The whole time the kids are watching us through the window, wondering which foreign power just carpet bombed our whole neighborhood. Meanwhile, the fucking dog's annihilating our unattended barbecue. Well, now the fire's starting to spread to our backyard, which is bad news because our pool's right there. And surrounding our pool is our old-ass piece of shit deck that's made out of, like, fucking pirate ship wood, for Christ's sake. That thing's gonna get lit up faster than Aunt Carol on Thanksgiving. We better come up with a plan B, and we better do it quick. And that's when I think, oh yeah, the pool. I can just drain the water out of the pool and point the exhaust hose right at the fire. That's brilliant. But there's only one problem, and that is that the day prior, I fucking drained all the water out of the pool for the winter. Ah, that's a nice dry pool. I'm sure this won't come back to bite me in the ass several hours later. Well, shit, all right, on to plan C. We're gonna have to use the garden hose on the side of the house. That's just gonna have to do. Except there's another problem, and that is after I drained the pool yesterday, I fucking stored the hose in the shed for the winter as well. Oh, god damn it, what a perfect asshole I am. So I dig the hose out of the shed and scamper back. Chad Kroeger's still ringing in my ears and shit. I hold on to the wings of the eagles. This fucking song blows ass. I fling the hose to my wife while I hook it up to the spigot. And of course the hose is just not quite long enough to reach the flames. My wife's doing fucking back bends and shit, trying to arc the stream as far as possible.
Is it working now?
Nope, still not quite far enough. Holy hell, what are you, the fucking exorcist? So, running out of options at this point, I decide to fucking tap dance the fire out as best as I can. Finally, the fire department shows up just in time. Whoa, what is he, fucking river dancing? What the hell? And thankfully, they were able to put the fire out pretty quickly with their big-ass super soaker hose. And it's only then that our drunk-ass neighbor finally makes it outside.
Hey, what's all this hullabaloo going on out here? You fucking almost burned down the whole neighborhood, you drunk maniac!
So, upon further inspection, apparently the neighbor's stack of firewood caught on fire. Now, how that caught on fire, we don't know, because our asshole neighbor denied having anything to do with it. Sir, did you have a campfire tonight? I don't know. I don't think so. Sir, is this your pile of empty beer cans and idling flamethrower? No. Absolutely not. So all in all, it was a pretty shitty night to say the least. We found out we were subpar volunteer firefighters. That fucking Chad Kroeger song's still ringing in my head to this day. And the worst part of it all, we fucking lost out on our good-ass barbecue. What are you looking at me for? What, I thought you guys were dead in a fire. Was I supposed to just leave it there?
All right. Now, when I was a kid, board games were a big source of entertainment. And like most households, we had a whole cabinet full of board games when I was growing up. But I think it's safe to say that some board games are better than others. So what I'm gonna do today is go through and grade all the board games I had as a kid, from the really, really great games all the way down to the turds of disappointment. First up, the game of life. Now, life is a pretty good game, I have to say. The only problem I have about it is that it's not very realistic. Every space on the board was like, climb a mountain and adopt a puppy, collect $40,000. Like, what the hell is that? That's not real life. Where's the game of real life at? You need spaces with real life situations like, income tax return, collect nothing because of your back child support, or overdrafted your bank account because you were drunk on Amazon. Don't do shit for the next 7 turns. The game of life is fun, but it's fake as hell, so I'll give it a B-. Next up, Sorry. Now, Sorry is a fantastic game. Any game where you can screw over your friends automatically makes it a great game. You draw that Sorry card, all of a sudden you turn into a little bastard. Oh, well, fuck you, Michael. I'm the horse you rode in on. Knock his piece out into the kitchen and shit. What's not to like about it? You can be a dick all you want, and you don't even have to apologize because the goddamn game does it for you. Sorry gets a B+. Keep it up, you're doing great. Next up, Scattergories, also known as an anxiety attack in a box. Now, the concept of Scattergories is simple enough. You roll a die with a bunch of letters on it, and then boom, pop quiz time. All your answers have to start with the letter R. But then you gotta watch out for the assholes that get a little too liberal with their answers.
Okay, foods that start with the letter R. What do you got, Uncle Rick?
Really yummy spaghetti?
God damn it, Rick, what kind of bullshit answer is that? Jesus Christ, no wonder why your wife left you for that garbage man in Seattle.
Scattergories gets a, well, we'll give it an R for a really shitty board game.
Next up, Mousetrap. Now, Mousetrap was a pretty fun game, right? No, I'm asking a question. Was Mousetrap fun? I wouldn't know because I didn't have a fucking bachelor's degree in engineering to set the damn thing up. It took longer to set up the goddamn Rube Goldberg contraption than it did to actually play the game. You had potential, Mousetrap. Maybe if my fucking SAT scores were a little higher, I could enjoy you. You get a D+, let's move on. Next up, Yahtzee. All right, now I know I'm gonna probably piss some people off here, but Yahtzee blows ass. I don't know whose crackhead uncle came up with the game, but it's loud and it's boring, and half the time you're just staring at your meemaw for 45 minutes while she contemplates going for a fucking full house. Make a move, Grandma, your time is running short. Just take your chance and let's get it over with. Yahtzee gets an F, I don't care. Next up, Boggle. Oh, cool. Let's do homework. That sounds fun. Fuck Boggle, it gets an F as well. Next one, Clue. Now I have to admit, I only played Clue like maybe 2 times when I was a kid. And all I really remember is something about a candlestick and Mr. Green looked like my fucking 6th grade math teacher. Clue gets a D, just like I got in my 6th grade math class. Next up, Trouble. Now Trouble is a terrible game, plain and simple. It's just a shittier version of Sorry after all, with an equally shitty bubble popper that barely even works. 4. God damn it, roll something besides a 4.
It's still Thor.
God damn it, I'm getting pissed off just thinking about it. Shitty Sorry gets an F, let's move on. Uno. Technically a card game, not a board game, but you're not my dad and you can't tell me what to do. Now everybody relax, I think Uno is a fantastic game. Once again, it's a game that you can screw over your friends. What's not to love? I mean, even if you're getting your ass beat and you're struggling to hold your 47 cards over there, it still feels good to slam down that wild draw 4 now, doesn't it?
Boom, draw 4, kiss my ass.
Michael, what the hell? You're holding like half the deck in your hand. You don't have a blue card?
That's none of your goddamn business.
Now pick up 4 cards. God damn it, well what color do you want?
Oh, I don't know, how about blue?
It was blue to begin with, god damn it, are you serious? The only problem that I do have with Uno is that it sucks ass playing with just 2 people. You can screw around and win the game in just 1 turn.
Skip, reverse, skip again, reverse, draw 4, Uno, blue 7. I win.
What the hell just happened? So we'll go ahead and give Uno a B, and if you're playing with just 2 people, it gets 2 draw 2s and go fuck yourself. How about that? Next up, Scrabble. Now I like the game of Scrabble, or let me rephrase that. I used to like the game of Scrabble until I played it with my wife, because my dumbass will be over there staring at the board for 45 minutes. There we go. Pop-Tarts, 12 points. And then 5 seconds later, my wife pumps out some bullshit word like,
oh, this one's easy. XIB.
Zib. It's a word from Kenya. It means orangutan.
Triple letter, triple word, 84 points.
So like Uno, we'll give Scrabble a B, and if I'm playing against my wife, it gets 3 draw 2s and a go fuck yourself. Now you might be sitting there like, wow, this guy fucking complains a lot. Is he ever gonna grade any board game with an A? Well, you bet your ass I'm gonna. And if it's not obvious already, that game is Monopoly. Now I've already made a whole video about me playing Monopoly as a kid. And now as an adult, it's pretty much the same thing. The only difference is that every game starts out with a warning from my wife. Don't fucking trade with Tyler. He's gonna rip you off, and the game's gonna end. Don't trade with him. Now, do I really rip people off in Monopoly? Well, yeah, you bet your ass I do. That's the whole point of the game. But is it fair that I have to get fucking embargoed the whole game just because of who I am? I don't think so, but it doesn't matter, because in the end, somebody always cracks. I'll toss up a trade with somebody, and I'll pretend that it's an even better deal for them than it is me. Hey, Bobby, I see you got that hunk of shit Kentucky Avenue. You see, I was thinking about trading these 2 railroads for it because, well, I'm just making too much fucking money with them. Don't do it, Bobby. It's a trick. He's gonna have all the reds. Bobby, relax. It's me, the devil. You can trust me on this. No, I don't think it's a good idea. And that's the end of it. I back off after that. But what happens is, Bobby's little punk-ass thimble lands on my railroad like 14 times, and all of a sudden things start to change. Ah, shucks, another $50 for me. Boy, I bet you wish these railroads were yours. Don't do it, Bobby. Stay strong. I can't do it anymore. You still want to trade for my Kentucky Avenue?
I accept your offer.
Okay, I'll take 12 houses on the Reds.
God damn it, Bobby!
Alright, so over the summer, I had to fix a broken toilet. And if you never experienced the joy of fixing a toilet, well, buckle up, I'll tell you all about it. Now, this wasn't my personal toilet. It was my fiance's grandma's toilet. And poor grandma's toilet wasn't working right. Every time you flush it, the shit would come up instead of going down like it's supposed to. Now, what do I know about toilets? Well, I know how to take a shit in one, and that's about it. But I get the clever idea to go and try to fix this toilet. Even though they already tried to fix it themselves, they tried everything. They tried a plunger, a snake, they had a priest come over and bless the goddamn toilet. Let thy turds go downeth the hole. The only thing left was to get a plumber out there and take a look at it. But we can't have Grandma shitting in a cardboard box waiting on some professional. I'll just go over there and do the best I can. Now, it's important to note that Grandma isn't quite all there mentally. She's a few marshmallows short from a box of Lucky Charms, if you know what I'm saying. She didn't even know her toilet was broken to begin with. Toilet? What toilet? Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot I had one of those. So I'm standing in her bathroom. I got my phone out Googling how to take apart a toilet because I'm stupid as hell. Step 1, drain the water from the toilet so you don't get water all over the place, you stupid idiot. Oh, okay, Google. I see what you're driving at. So I take a look in the toilet, and there's about 8 days worth of piss in there. Not to mention one single solitary turd floating around. And it's not just a little itty-bitty hamster turd in there. No, this thing's massive. Looks like a goddamn truck driver dropped this thing off after a buffet. I'm just standing there looking at it in shock. How the hell did Grandma deliver this thing without a midwife? Look at this thing. God damn. I get back on my phone, get on Google. How to take apart a toilet when there's already shit in the toilet. It's slowly dawning on me that if I want this turd out of this toilet, I'm gonna have to do it myself. So I put on some rubber gloves, and I get a plastic bag to go over the gloves because at this point, there really can't be enough barriers between my hand and an old woman's turd. So there I am, scooping out this turd out of a toilet. I'm cradling it in my hand like I'm holding a goddamn baby bird. Because the last thing I want is this thing to break in half, and I gotta do it all over again. Luckily, we took a video of that glorious day. So here you can see the face of a man that's got no dignity left. Absolutely none whatsoever. And here I go to scoop out the turd. Yeah, I had to blur out the turd like it's a suspect in an episode of Cops. I mean, it is human shit. A lot of people don't want to see that. If you look closely, the toilet bowl kind of looks like it's filled with Sunny Delight. That's not Sunny Delight. That's just what 8 days of piss looks like. What a time to be alive. So with turd in hand, I run out front and throw it in the garbage can in the street. The neighbors next door are sitting outside on their porch. Oh my God, did that guy just throw a turd in the garbage can? I don't know what to say to him, so I just wave at him with my shit-smeared glove hand. Wow, this neighborhood's really going to shit. Boy, that's for sure. I go back in the bathroom and I realize, oh yeah, I still got all this goddamn Sunny Delight in the toilet bowl to clean out. So I run to the kitchen and grab a soup ladle. And like some kind of shitty lunch lady, I scoop it all out into a bucket. Boy, my Saturday afternoon sure is going swell. I can't imagine it being any better at this point. Just then I look over and Grandma's in the doorway with no pants on. I gotta use the potty right now. Holy hell. Get some pants on, Grandma. The potty's not ready yet. God damn it. What is this, Pakistan? I can't even shit in my own house. So finally, I get everything scooped out and I take the bolts off the toilet and lift this big porcelain bastard up, and I just throw it in the bathtub. I didn't know what to do with it. I'm frustrated as hell. I've seen way too many half-naked old women today and held way too many goddamn turds in my hand. But now I got this hole in the ground that I have to investigate. What the hell am I gonna use for that? So back to the kitchen I go, this time for a pair of tongs, because I got no plumbing tools, so apparently I gotta fix this toilet with a bunch of fucking kitchen utensils. So with a pair of tongs, like a shitty lunch lady yet again, I reach into the hole and I pull out a shitty woven tapestry of baby wipes. Oh, God damn it, Grandma. Have you been wiping your ass with baby wipes? Well, I mean, yeah. What else am I supposed to use? Coffee filters? I look over the sink, and sure as hell, there's a pack of baby wipes on there. They got big-ass warning labels of toilets with fucking red crosses through them and shit. Don't flush down the toilet. You'll ruin your Saturday afternoon. Yeah, imagine that. God damn it. So in the end, I saved the day, and I fixed Grandma's toilet. Now, granted, she had a few ground rules now that she had to follow. All right, Grandma, rule number 1, no more goddamn baby wipes in the toilet. I'm not doing this again. And rule number 2, put some goddamn pants on. All right, it's 5th grade. I'm walking home from school with a few buddies of mine. One of those kids was a kid named David. Now, David was a kid that would always dare people to do stupid shit.
I'll give you $10 if you make out with this dog turd for 10 seconds. You're on.
Whoa, wait a minute, Michael. Holy hell. $10? He's 9 years old, for Christ's sake. David's never even seen $10 in his whole life. Don't be a dumbass. And when people didn't do these dares, well, then sometimes he'd just take matters into his own hands. And on this particular walk home from school, that's exactly what he did. He came up to us, and he whips out this little bottle of cologne from his pocket. And he's like,
You dare me to spray this in somebody's face?
and we're like, wait a minute, what the hell is your 9-year-old ass doing with a bottle of cologne? I know, I'm sure you got tons of chicks, left and right, doing your sweet bunny hops on your Razor scooter.
You dare me to spray this in somebody's face or what?
Spray it in somebody's face. Why the hell would you?
Okay, I'll do it.
And David just scampers off towards some kid I've never even seen before. Some kid just minding his own business, probably wondering what Animaniacs episode's gonna be on when he gets home. And David's just like,
Hey, you jabroni.
what?
Oh my God.
The poor kid just got like 47 cents worth of cheap cologne sprayed into his eyeballs. He's down on his knees screaming in agony, like Willem Dafoe in the end of Platoon. And we're just standing there baffled, like what the hell is he doing? So we run after David to figure out why he assaulted this young man with a Scrappy-Doo book bag. We catch up to him in front of the porn shop. Yeah, we had a porn shop that was like 300 yards away from our elementary school. It was a little weird, a little uncomfortable to walk past when you're going home. Sometimes we'd stand across the street, watch all the perverts go in and out of that place.
Oh, sick. Lucky's going in. Oh, God damn it.
So we catch up to David and we're like, what the hell are you doing, you fucking terrorist?
You guys dared me.
We didn't dare you to blind a child, David. What the fuck? And then all of a sudden, there's Scrappy-Doo bookbag himself with his little sister. Eyes are all bloodshot and shit. Oh man, he looks pissed. Wait a minute, why is he looking at me? Whoa, hey buddy, I didn't melt your goddamn eyeballs out of your head. Don't look at me. He's like ripping grass out of the earth with his bare hands to show that he's really, really mad, I guess. I'm like, oh shit, I've played Mike Tyson's Punch-Out before. He's gonna charge at me like bald bull. I look over at David, and he's got this dumbass smile on his face. Just completely alright with the situation that he's created, that he's not even fucking a part of anymore. Look, I know you're upset, okay, but your eyeballs smell fantastic. Too late. Fucking kid just starts darting right at me. So I do what comes natural. I get out of the fucking way, and the kid cracks his face on a tree that's right behind us. Blood starts gushing out of his face. He drops to his knees like Willem Dafoe at the end of Platoon.
Holy hell. That kid got beat up by a maple tree.
I turn over to look at David, and where's David? He's sprinting his ass down the road. That's where he's at. So what the hell are we supposed to do with this bleeding child in the middle of the road? Well, I'll tell you what we did. We fucking followed David. Scrappy's sister's yelling shit from behind us.
I'm telling on you. You murdered my brother.
We never seen that poor kid again. That was it. I don't know what happened to him. Maybe the perverts in the porn shop, they probably got him.
Oh, there's a live one. Get him.
So here's to you, Scrappy-Doo bookbag. If you're watching this, I'm sorry. I mean, if you can even fucking see anymore, that is. I'm sorry that David was such a dick, and your face was mutilated in 2 different ways. And I'm sorry that me and that maple tree made the best tag team duo since the Hardy Boys.
Alright, now I think it's safe to say that every decade has had their share of iconic toys. Like if you were a kid in the 1970s, you had like the Pet Rock and the old speak and spell that talks like the devil.
Hello, I am the devil. Spell the words murder.
Wait a minute, what?
I command you to kill the family dog.
And if you were a kid in the 1930s, all you had was like a hoop on a stick. Is this fun? I can't tell. I don't know, I haven't eaten in 3 days. Anything's fun at this point. But fortunately for me, I grew up in the 1990s, which I have to admit had some pretty cool toys. So for all you youngins out there that grew up playing Flappy Frog or whatever the fuck it was that you did on your iPad, I'm gonna go through 3 iconic toys from the 90s, and I'm gonna give them a letter grade that corresponds to how cool I thought they were. First up, Tamagotchis. Now, Tamagotchis took my 2nd grade classroom by storm back in the day. And for those of you that are unaware, Tamagotchis were little digital pets that you'd take care of, and you'd feed, and if you were the weird kid in class, you'd probably fucking talk to it.
You're my best friend in the whole world, Tamagotchi. I don't care if my dad says you're just a stupid keychain.
And they were a huge hit back then. Every kid had one. And why wouldn't you? I mean, who wants to clean shit from a big-ass dog when you could clean up fake shit from a fake-ass dog? It makes sense. And it wasn't just dogs that they had to choose from. They had all sorts of animals. They had cats and turtles, a goddamn water buffalo, you name it. Now for me personally, I didn't have a Tamagotchi, but I did have a generic off-brand one that I won from a gumball machine. And my little fake animal was a dinosaur, or at least that's what it said it was. But that generic shit just looked like a fucking blob with a face on it. But regardless, I took care of that little blob with a face on it for weeks. And over time, it grew a tail, and then some legs, and then a fucking goatee and shit. It was growing up right in front of my stupid little face. That is until one weekend, I rented the game Star Fox 64 from Blockbuster, and well, I played that shit for like 40 hours straight, which meant that my fake-ass dinosaur was left neglected the entire time.
Hey, I took a shit over here. Can you come wipe me now? Anybody? No? Okay then.
And it didn't dawn on me until I showed up to school the following Monday and seen all my classmates with their Tamagotchis.
Dude, check it out. My water buffalo grew a mustache. What's your dinosaur look like now?
My what?
Oh, shit. Whoopsie. Sure as hell I got home that day. My fucking Tamagotchi looked like a crime scene in an episode of Law & Order. It's face down, dead as hell, surrounded by piles of its own shit. And that was pretty much the end of it. So I guess we'll give Tamagotchis a B, and we'll give it an A+ for the emotional trauma that it caused an entire generation of children. Next up, the Bop It. Now, the Bop It was a fun game. It was basically an electronic version of Simon Says. The game tells you what to do, and then you do it. Bop it. Okay. And you just keep going until your stupid little fourth grader brain gets overloaded and you screw up.
Ah! Game over. You lose.
Now, the only problem that I had with the Bop It was, well, I don't really know how else to say this, but, well, the thing looked like a fucking sex toy, didn't it? I can't be the only one that thought that, right? Hell, the first time my next-door neighbor Michael got one, we didn't know what the hell to make of the thing.
I don't get it. Do I play with this thing, or do I just shove it up my asshole?
Whoa, what the hell? Where'd you kids get that thing? God damn it, what did I tell you about messing around in your mother's dresser drawer? Get over here, you're gonna get 10 across the ass. Regardless, I still think the Bop It was a cool toy, even if it had some sexual overtones.
Bop it. Pull it. Suck it.
Wait, what?
Ah! Game over. You lose.
So I'm gonna go ahead and give the Bop It a B- as a toy, and a B+ for a sex toy. Alright, moving on. Last but not least, we got the Furby. Now, the Furby was basically a three-dimensional version of the Tamagotchi, just a fucking stuffed animal that you're supposed to take care of. But Furbies had two main differences. One, they were annoying as hell, and two, they didn't fucking die. Now, these things were ugly as hell. I have no idea who the hell came up with the Furby, but I imagine it was some methed out guy in a board meeting like,
Alright, so what if we took like a Pokemon and then gave it Steve Buscemi's eyeballs and then we make it fart? Would you buy that?
oh, well, hell yeah, I'd buy that. I think I'd buy several. Now, personally, I didn't want anything to do with the Furbies when I was a kid. I mean, for one, I just didn't understand why anybody would want one in the first place. The thing just farts and talks bullshit to itself? My Uncle Rick already does that. What the hell do I need a Furby for? And for two, I thought they were creepy as hell. I mean, when they would talk in their own bullshit Furbish language all the time.
Beep bop poo poo.
But eventually, they start to learn English, and then they just pepper it in here and there.
Cheep cheep bee boo. Fucking chicken paprikash.
What the hell did that thing just say, chicken paprikash? Oh my god, it's learning! Burn it! We have to burn it and bury the ashes. And the most horrific experience I ever had with a Furby was when I was staying over my friend Tommy's house one night, and all of a sudden his Furby just starts yelling at us in the middle of the night.
Party! Party! Whoop whoop!
What the hell? Tommy, oh, shut your Furby up. It's trying to party with us. What, the thing we're in a fucking frat house, for Christ's sake? I look over, and Tommy's staring at this thing like it's a goddamn poltergeist, terrified as hell. Meanwhile, this goddamn thing keeps yelling party, party over and over again like it's on spring break in the Bahamas. So now I'm starting to freak out myself. I have to approach this Furby like a fucking hostage negotiator, because I don't know what the hell's going on with this thing. I don't know if it's broken or if it's possessed by a fucking speak and spell.
I am the devil. I command you to party with a Furby.
Tommy, quick, how do I turn this thing off?
I don't know, dude. Let's just ignore it and go back to sleep.
So since I can't find an off switch or take the batteries out without a screwdriver, I decided to shake the shit out of it and hope for the best. But of course there's no such thing as shaken Furby syndrome, so we're back to square one.
Party! Party!
So now in a panic, I huck this goddamn thing into Tommy's closet, and for the rest of the night, we listen to this fucking Furby babble on and on and on.
Party! Party! Whoop whoop! Chicken paprikash.
Now what that Furby was doing in Tommy's closet, I have no idea. But I imagine it was partying all night long, doing shots of tequila with a G.I. Joe and a fucking Etch-a-Sketch. So I think it's safe to say that we're gonna have to give the old Furby a big fat F. Actually, let's give it 2 Fs, and those can stand for fuck Furbies. How about that? The end.
When I was in 4th grade, my school had a bomb threat. I guess somebody just called the office and was like,
Hey, I got a bomb! I got a bomb and I'm gonna blow this mother up. You better watch it.
which is not something a lot of elementary schools like to hear. And I can remember just sitting there in the morning, just daydreaming about whatever 4th graders daydream about. I wonder if the Red Power Ranger could beat up my dad. And our teacher gets off the phone with the office, and he's like, all right, everybody just calm down. There's a little bit of confusion in the building, but I'm sure everything will be just fine.
Oh my god, there's a bomb in the building! We're all gonna die!
Any questions? So, at this point, you could practically smell all the poop in everybody's pants. We got kids raising their hands, asking questions. Mr. Jones, do you think it'll hurt when we get blown up into a million tiny pieces? And I didn't really know what to expect at first. You know, I'm 9 years old. I'm picturing like an old-fashioned bowling ball bomb from old cartoons. I'm going around checking the fucking coat room like, it's probably that goddamn minor 49er. He keeps giving Scooby-Doo a lot of troubles. And at this point, everybody's talking about this bomb threat. We're on the goddamn news. We got teachers on top of the building doing smoke signals. And all of a sudden, I realize everybody's parents are picking them up from school. Kids are disappearing left and right all around me. And I'm sitting there like, man, I got a sneaking suspicion I'm gonna get fucked here. Where the hell are my parents at? Well, my dad's probably at work, but my mom's probably in the living room right now doing fucking aerobics. Just totally oblivious to the shit that's going down right now. Meanwhile, the goddamn Goodyear blimps circling around the city, letting everybody know that their kids are about to get blown up to smithereens. So I figured, to hell with it. I'm just gonna leave. There's a goddamn bomb in the building, who cares? Where the hell do you think you're going? I figured I'd just take off. Oh, no you don't. Did your parents sign a permission slip for you to leave? No, but I'm pretty sure they didn't sign one for me to get blown the fuck up either. So I'm stuck there, and an hour goes by, and there's 4 of us left in the entire 4th grade. We got weirdo Julie, Christopher, the biggest idiot in the school, attention deficit Zachary, and of course myself. Just what I was hoping for today. Hanging out with a team of mutants and a slight chance of getting murdered. Sweet. We're all just staring at each other. Hey, why are you still here? Probably because my parents don't love me. What about you? So since they can't let us go home, they just keep us in this room and they put on a movie. Oh, sweet, we get to sit here and watch fucking All Dogs Go to Heaven. Yeah, I'm sure that'll take my mind off of death. Mr. Jones, I got a question. I know all dogs go to heaven, but do all 4th graders go too?
Oh, Chris. I guess we'll find out soon enough now, won't we? Now shut up, you're scaring the shit out of all your friends.
This was by far the longest day of my 9-year-old life. I spent the whole day just sitting there, writing my last will and testament. Alright, I'll leave my sweet Barry Sanders poster to David. And my holographic Charizard will go to... fuck it. Nobody's getting my goddamn Charizard. I'm gonna get buried with that son of a bitch. When I finally got home from school, my parents still didn't know what the hell was going on. Hey! Guess where I've been all goddamn day? At school? Well, yeah, but you're lucky I didn't get my ass blown up by a bomb in class. What are you talking about? Oh, no, fuck you guys. I'm gonna go in my room and watch Speed Racer until I feel like coming back out. Why don't you go jazzercise some more, Mom, with your unassuming ass?
All right, for those of you that don't know, me and Brewer did a show for Machinima called Happy Hour Saloon, a show about a 43-year-old alcoholic that brings his nephew to a bar to talk about video games. And because of that, in 2014, I was on a panel at San Diego's ComicCon to talk about internet animation. Now, what do I know about internet animation? Well, you're looking at it. Jack shit, for the most part. I just know stick figures and poop jokes. Why the hell would I be on a panel at Comic-Con? I'm not famous. Nobody knows who the hell I am. Hello, everybody. I work at a car dealership in Ohio. Anybody want my autograph? But whatever. It's a free trip to Comic-Con. Me and Brewer figured, why the hell not? So we fly out there. We got to meet the Power Rangers and this guy that's starting a Nicolas Cage religion. But then it was time to do this goddamn animation panel. So I'm up there, sitting next to real animators, people that have actually done shit with their life. I got security guards yelling at me and shit. Hey, you can't sit up there. No, I'm supposed to be up here. Are you sure? I don't know. So throughout the whole panel, I pretty much just sit there with my thumb in my ass while nobody asks me any questions. Yeah, this one's for the guy in blue. Who are you and what the fuck are you doing here? So after the panel, there was an after party at a bar that everybody went to. Now, were we invited to the party? I don't know. Probably not, but we went anyways. All we knew was that it was an open bar, so we had a drink in each hand at all times. We're totally out of place there. There's people in suits, all dressed up, looking all fancy. Me and Brewer are standing in the corner with our band t-shirts, looking like Oliver Twist and shit. Do you smell that? It smells like poor people out here. There's people talking to me about buying condominiums and shit. I'm over there like, oh, that's cool. I overdrafted my checking account 3 times this month. Brewer's over there trying to teach people where we're from. Ohio? Never heard of it. After drinking for a while, I was pretty drunk. But Brewer, on the other hand, he was uncomfortably drunk. He's over there just making shit up, telling everybody we're a gay couple. Oh yeah, we're super gay together. That's just a joke. Oh, he's so shy. Look at him. He's my little honey bear. there. Okay, time to leave. So we leave the bar, and I have to practically teach Brewer how to walk again. He's laying down in a parking lot.
Just leave me here. The Power Rangers will save me.
Somehow, we get onto the bus that takes people back to their hotels. So we sit down, and all of a sudden, Brewer's looking pretty shitty. I think I'm gonna throw up all over the place. Well, you better not. We're on a bus. Okay, I won't. Blech. Brewer just throws up all over himself like a newborn baby. And then, he throws up a little bit more.
Oh, sick. Is somebody fucking puking on the bus?
People start freaking out. They start running outside like the bus is on fire.
Oh, God, it smells like half-digested tequila in here.
There's puke all over the floor. The whole bus smells like a Kmart. Nobody wants to stay on here, but we have to stay on here because our hotel is like 2 miles away. So now it's just me, Brewer, a pile of puke, and the now super pissed off bus driver. Goddamn Ohio kids. Go back to your made up fairy tale land, you stupid assholes. Finally, we get to our hotel. And as a bonus, while I'm standing up, I accidentally put my hand in some of Brewer's throw up.
Oh, sick.
Blech. Oh, god damn it. We're walking off the bus. Brewer's got the audacity to say something to the bus driver. You have a good night, sir. Oh, yeah, I'm sure I will now that you threw up all over the goddamn place like a fucking Olsen twin. We walk into the hotel lobby. Brewer's got his shirt off like somebody's drunk relative. We're standing in the elevator. People are staring at us and shit.
Why doesn't he have a shirt on?
It's fine. We're just, we're super gay together. Yeah, that's it. And that was the end of our trip to ComicCon. We both survived, and the next morning, we flew back to Ohio, wherever the fuck that is, and we never been to ComicCon since. Alright, so this month just so happens to be my birthday month. And when you're in your late 20s, there's really not much to be excited about.
Well, what do you want to do for your birthday this year?
Oh, you know, the usual. Sit in the dark and get drunk by myself.
Goodbye, my youth. I'll miss all the Pokemon cards and Rocco's Modern Life, god damn it.
But when you're a kid, birthday parties are the best. Even if it's not your own birthday party, you still have a good time. You get a birthday party invitation in class from some kid that you don't even really like that much, but you don't care. Oh, hell yeah, birthday party. Count me in. And your parents got you actual invitations to hand out? What are you guys, rich? This party's probably gonna be badass if your parents are blowing money on invitations. There's probably gonna be like a bouncy house there, some creepy ass clown to scare all the kids.
Hey, do you kids got any baby teeth I can have? I collect baby teeth as a hobby.
And you know damn well they're gonna have some pretty good food there too.
We have 2 dinner choices, smoked brisket or a rack of lamb with cranberry glaze.
Do you guys have sloppy joes? I'm accustomed to sloppy joes, goddammit. So I'd show up to this birthday party with gift in hand. My dad would just drop me off. Yeah, this house smells pretty fucking weird to me. I'm not sticking around to make small talk with this kid's parents. You're on your own. So I'd meet up with my little friend Timothy or Jimmy or whatever the hell his name is. I just tell him what his gift is right off the bat. Yeah, I got you a magic 8-ball because I didn't know what the hell you wanted and my dad only let me spend $10. So there you go. So then you go around and get introduced to your friend's weird ass family.
This is my old ass grandma who can't remember anything after 1967. And this is my Aunt Lisa, who my Uncle Mike divorced last summer for a younger, more attractive woman. Oh, God. And this is my drunk Uncle Bill, who sleeps on our couch when he's not in rehab.
Yeah, happy birthday there, little Jimmy.
My name's Timothy, Uncle Bill.
Yeah, I know. Hey, can you borrow me $5 real quick?
Yeah, I guess, Uncle Bill. Here you go.
Hey, when you get a minute, can you pee in this cup for me real quick?
What the fuck, Uncle Bill? I don't know. Maybe later.
And of course, your friend always had a sweet-ass cake that their parents had custom ordered.
Whoa, dude, you got a Frasier cake? What the hell? Yeah, dude, I fucking love Frasier. What are you talking about?
Hey, baby, I hear the blues are calling. Toss salads and scrambled eggs. They're calling again.
All right, kids, who's ready to hit the piñata?
Oh, hell yeah, I love tying up animals and beating them with sticks. Wait a minute, what the hell? Who gets a Ted Danson piñata?
God damn it, Uncle Bill, you're embarrassing me in front of my friends. That's Kelsey Grammer, god damn it.
Yeah, well, there better be some good stuff in here, I tell you what. Where's all the bourbon and Adderall at? Meanwhile, Grandma's over there wondering where the hell she is.
Why is it so loud in here? Are the Russians attacking us?
So then, of course, the time comes where it's time to sing happy birthday to the birthday boy. Happy birthday, little Jimothy. Can I borrow $5? And of course, it's time to open presents. And that's usually a hit or miss affair. Some presents are good, some are not so good.
Oh, that's cool. Oshkosh bagosh overalls. Thanks a lot, Aunt Lisa. You can go fuck yourself since we all know Uncle Mike isn't willing to anymore.
All of a sudden, Uncle Bill's
Bill stumbles in with his birthday present that's not even wrapped up. It's just chilling in a Walmart bag and shit. Uncle Bill, you got me a bag of frozen chicken nuggets? What the hell? Yeah, every kid likes chicken nuggets, right? Happy birthday, Jimmy. Hey, can you ask that magic 8-ball if my ex-wife still thinks about me? And after birthday presents, the birthday party's pretty much over. Everybody starts heading out and leaving. I don't know who you are, but I hope you enjoy your ice cream social. Thanks, Grandma. Sorry you can't remember the 1980s. My dad comes to pick me up. Well, how was the party? Was that kid's parents as weird as the fucking smell in their house or what? Not as weird as their Uncle Bill, that's for sure. Excuse me, sir. Can I have your kid piss in this cup? I'll give you a bag of frozen chicken nuggets for it.
When I was a kid, my dad used to take me to get my hair cut at a barbershop. If I got a haircut with my mom, I'd go to a salon and just run around, be a little asshole, spray all the hairspray on the shelves, get my haircut, get a sucker, and go the fuck home. But not at a barbershop, no. You sat your silly ass down and you got your goddamn haircut, okay? You weren't dealing with your mom's best friend cutting your hair. You had a strange, angry man doing it. I walk into this place and everybody's smoking cigarettes. I sit in a chair and I'm thinking, this is where people get haircuts? Somebody's garage? Everybody smells like bourbon? I remember sitting there and there was a bunch of Playboy magazines on the table in front of me. Just some porn for casual read. I'm like, Dad, look, there's porn on the table. Look it. Shut up. But look, there's porn. There's Playboy magazines. Shut up. We talked about this in the car. And then you get to pick which convict you want to cut your hair. You got the bald guy with prison tattoos, some guy with an eye patch, and then the old guy. His hands are fucking shaking. He's over there. You can hardly see anything. He's giving everybody haircuts from the 1920s. I'm sitting there completely baffled. Like, what the hell? I'm getting my hair cut by pirates? Well, I guess I'll option with the bald guy, because bald people know a lot about cutting hair. And I'm looking at this nasty-ass barber chair. It's got dried blood all over it. Like, do I really want to sit there? Do I really want to get body lice? But you do it because you don't want Cyrus the Virus from Con Air ripping your fucking arms off. Sit down. I start telling the guy, oh, I want a number 2 on the sides and finger length on top. Whoa, 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 whoa. You want a fucking haircut, right? Look at the board over there. We have one option. Don't give me any of that fancy jargon. You want your hair shorter than it is now. Okay, I got it. We start making these weird-ass jokes. Jokes that you're not even sure are jokes at all. They're like, man, you're a cute kid. If I didn't know any better, I'd steal you off the street and take you home with me. You're like, what the hell? Your eyes are fixed on the front door. Like, I could just leave. I could just get up and run out of here. Run down the street screaming and make a scene. You look back at your dad. He's fucking sleeping on the chair. Like, what the fuck, Dad? Is this guy gonna fucking cut my hair? Is he gonna skin me alive? So they start cutting your hair, and you gotta be perfectly fucking still because they'll cut you. And if they cut you, they'll yell at you because it's your fault. Stop fucking moving your head. Alright, shit. I'll try not to blink. I'll try not to breathe at all, really. You're praying to Jesus. You're like, God, please, just get me through this. I'll give you all my Pokemon cards if you just take me to a salon. And then 10 minutes later, they're done, and it's actually a really good haircut. You're like, holy hell, that's the best haircut I ever had in my life. Thank you, strange man with only 4 teeth in your head. You cut hair really good. And then you think, maybe it's worth it. Maybe it's worth a few cigarette burns and almost shit in your pants for a really good haircut. But then you're like, no, it's not fucking worth it. I'm in the car, I'm like, Dad, don't you ever fucking take me back there again, okay? You take me back there again, and I'm gonna be a drug addict rapist when I grow up. And then you'll find me years later, cutting hair at that fucking barbershop, scaring the shit out of little kids my age. God, your hair smells good. You sure you don't want to take your shirt off before we do this thing? Ha 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 ha. Like any average American kid, I played some Little League growing up. Here's my team circa 2002. There I am with my grandpa glasses and my eyes closed like an idiot. What a motley crew we were. And I'm gonna tell you right off the bat, we lost every single game we were in. The score would be totally one-sided. We're not even paying attention anymore. We're fucking trading Pokemon cards on the bench. Our coach is like, all right, guys, it's neck and neck. Let's pull together. The other team's got kids playing Game Boys in the outfield. Their pitchers lobbing us volleyballs. We still can't fucking hit anything because we were just bad. We didn't know what we were doing. We look like the team that the Harlem Globetrotters would play against. Just running into each other like a bunch of assholes all day. Our first batter of the year flung a goddamn bat into the stands, hit somebody's little brother eating a hot dog. Oh, what a good start. We're gonna be all-stars. Our coach is like, God damn it, if you're gonna do that, do it to the other team's fans, you dummy. But we had some classy individuals on our team, okay? We had Josh, whose best feature was that he had a swimming pool at his house, which we took full advantage of.
Hey, you guys want to come inside now?
Yeah, we'll be there in a minute, John.
My name's Josh.
Yeah, okay, whatever, Jim. Then there was little Billy, our catcher, who was half the size of everybody else on the team, who couldn't throw the goddamn ball if his life depended on it. He could hardly throw it to the pitcher, let alone try to throw anybody stealing a base.
Throw it, Billy. He's stealing second.
One time we were warming up before a game, and I threw the ball to him, and he's over there not fucking paying attention, just daydreaming, probably thinking of the ass whooping we're gonna get, and the ball just nailed him right in the chest. I thought I killed him. I ran over there, I was like, holy shit, he's dead! We're dragging him off the field, the team's looking at us like we're some kind of circus act, and then there was Danny, our pitcher, whose dad would come to every game, totally plastered, just totally drunk off his ass. He'd be yelling obscenities at the other team. Hey, blue team! You can go fuck yourselves! I mean red team! Or the blue team, I don't know which team's ours. But we appreciated it. It was the closest thing we had to a mascot, so it worked. And we actually came close to winning a game during the season. There was another team that hadn't got a win yet. And these guys, they looked worse than us. There was like a cross-eyed kid, some dude in a wheelchair. Like, all right, yeah, I think we got a chance. I think we can beat these guys. And we're in the last inning, and we're down by 3 with 2 outs, and Chubby Josh is up to bat. Our coach is like, all right, Josh, don't be an asshole, go up there and get a base hit. So he goes up there, and he just crushes the ball. It's way out there. It's like 47 feet. We're flipping out on the bench, and he's running. He's running his ass off. He's running like there's a goddamn Little Debbie snack on home plate waiting for him. He's rounding the bases, and we're all like, stay at third! Stay at third! Because we knew his ass wasn't going to get a home run. And he's like, to hell with that! You don't get on Wheaties boxes by staying at third. I'm going for it! And he was out by a good mile. He wasn't even close. But he still managed to slide into home, and as he did it, his ass scraped against home plate in a very violent way. You knew it hurt, and you knew some part of his ass was bleeding. And I'll never forget the look on his face. He just clutched his butt, waddled off the field crying. And our coach is like, way to go, Josh. We're 0-12 now, thanks to you. Maybe your asshole wouldn't be inside out if you would have just stayed at third like we told you to. And everybody hated Josh for the rest of his life. The end.
All right, now every young man remembers certain firsts that occur in their life. Your first broken bone? Dare me to jump off the garage? Yeah, do it. Your first physical at the doctor's office? And now I'm gonna feel your balls, and it's gonna get really weird. Turn and cough, please. But everybody tends to remember their first kiss. And the story starts with me staying the night at my friend Michael's house. And before you get ahead of yourself, no, my first kiss wasn't with Michael. I'd rather eat the crumbs out of Rosie O'Donnell's belly button than do something like that. So anyways, I was staying the night at Michael's house. And staying the night at Michael's house sucks ass for a couple of reasons. For one, we always had to stay up in his room all night because his stepdad would be downstairs in his underwear watching hockey, getting mad at the TV. Oh, what kind of Mighty Duck bullshit was that? God damn it, Emilio Estevez. And 2, Michael didn't have anything to do in his room. He had like a dirty mattress in the corner, some TV from the 1950s. Holy hell, what am I in a third world country? Michael, it's like a Turkish prison in this place. Where's all your stuff at? My stepdad sold all my stuff for Marlboro Reds and Natural Light, but I do got this sweet paint roller. What the hell are we gonna do with a paint roller, Michael? Don't you guys have a Sega Genesis downstairs? Let's go sneak down there and get it. I don't know, the last time I snuck downstairs, my stepdad took my paint roller away. Forget about the goddamn paint roller, Michael. Autistic kids play with paint rollers, for Christ's sake. Let's go downstairs and get your Sega. So we try to sneak down there. We don't even get to the bottom of the stairs before we get caught. What the hell do you think you guys are doing? It's a goddamn power play right now. The last thing I need is a couple of 8-year-old Oshkosh bagosh wearing assholes down here. So back to the Turkish prison we go, aka Michael's bedroom. Now Michael also had a sister, and she was upstairs in the room next to his. Now she was no Topanga from The Boy Meets World, but she was a year older than I was, which meant she was sophisticated. She didn't like Polly Pocket. She liked Buffy the Vampire Slayer and shit like that. Well, she comes over to Michael's room and she's like, what are you guys doing in here? Oh, nothing. Just, fucking off with this paint roller. What are you doing? So the 3 of us hang out in Michael's room. We actually end up having a pretty good time. We stayed up most of the night talking about all the stupid shit that Michael did when he was younger. Remember when I dressed you up like a girl and made you marry the dog? No, I don't remember that at all. Oh, well, here's a picture of it. What a beautiful wedding. You were so pretty. All right, that's enough of that. Now, throughout the night, I could have swore that Michael's sister was making the moves on me. Now, I'm no Pierce Brosnan, but she'd be sitting next to me and she'd be like, you know, sometimes I see you outside, and the way you hit a wiffle ball, you're like a white Sammy Sosa. Thank you. I see the way you sing your Spice Girls songs, and you're like a less cracked out Whitney Houston. I look over to Michael, and he's passed out on the floor, holding the paint roller like a teddy bear. I look back, and Michael's sister just leans over and kisses me. Now, I can't tell you what it feels like getting your first kiss as a kid, but I can tell you that the song Getting Jiggy With It by Will Smith was playing in my head the entire time. Na 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 na. Na 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 na.
Getting jiggy with it.
Just make sure you don't tell anybody that we kissed, okay? Alright, no problem. So the next day, I tell all my friends, naturally, hey Michael, guess whose mouth was all over your sister last night? What? I said I kissed your sister last night while you were spooning with that goddamn paint roller. You did what? Oh man, that's crazy. I kissed her before too. Oh, what the hell? Yeah, one time I gave her a Jolly Rancher and she just started licking my face and shit. Oh, god damn it. Your sister's a slut. Me and David high-five each other. Michael's face looks like he just shit his pants. Tommy's over there digging through his pockets looking for a Jolly Rancher. So it turns out that just about everybody in the neighborhood was getting jiggy with Michael's sister. She was like a game of t-ball. Everybody gets a turn and nobody strikes out. You just had to make sure that you went to the clinic afterwards and made sure you were clean. Nope, no mouth herpes for you, but we should do another physical to make sure. Drop those pants and turn and cough. All right. You ever think back to when you were a kid about some of the screwed up or embarrassing things that you took part in? You know what I'm talking about. Maybe you were the kid that peed your pants in the second grade during a spelling test. Or maybe you drop-kicked your best friend off a trampoline and broke his pelvis. Whatever it is, I think it's safe to say that we all have some deep-seated childhood regrets that we all carry around with us. Like, for example, one time when I was a kid, me and my sister decided to order a pizza. And the only problem with that was, it was the middle of winter, and it was like a goddamn stage 3 blizzard outside. Now, what kind of asshole makes somebody deliver a pizza in this hellish nightmare? There's fucking wampas outside and shit. Who does such a thing? Well, 9-year-old me and my older sister, that's who. So after like 2 hours of us ordering the pizza, our doorbell goes off, and like a piece of shit, my sister sends me out to face the poor bastard to get our pizza. So I open the door, and of course, the delivery guy's this old dude all hunched over, freezing his ass off. Oh, hi there, Sonny. Sorry I took so long. I almost slid into oncoming traffic getting here, and I have arthritis in both of my cankles, so I can't move so fast. Holy hell, what a complete perfect asshole I felt like taking this guy's pizza. And to make matters worse, all my sister gave me to tip this guy was some crumpled up crusty ass dollar bill that looked like somebody blew their nose into it. So I handed it over to the guy when all of a sudden, a fucking gust of wind rips it right out of my hand and the thing goes tumbling off into the abyss, never to be seen again. So now this feeble old man's just staring at me, arthritic cankles and all. What the hell am I supposed to do in this situation? Well, what I should have done was got old man River out of the elements there, served him some hot cocoa, and made him my honorary grandpa. But instead, I just fucking shut the door in his face. I was like 8 years old, alright? I didn't know what the hell to do in a situation like that. Oh, okay, have a good day then. I guess I'll die now. And that was it. I sat down and ate some pizza, and I never told anybody about that experience ever in my life. So now as a grown-ass man, 20 years later, I'll be laying in bed at night, and I'll just randomly start thinking of that old guy freezing his ass off. Yeah, that's gonna be a fun one to explain when I'm standing outside the pearly gates and shit. It says here that when you were 9, you attempted to murder an old man for a Little Caesars one-topping. Do you have anything to say for yourself? Yeah, I'm gonna have to plead the fifth on that one, Pete. But you see, that's the kind of shit that I'm talking about. Childhood regrets that you'll never live down. Now, another childhood regret of mine was when I was over at my friend Zachary's house that lived across the street. And Zachary was a weird-ass kid, but we'd always put up with him because he always had the coolest toys growing up. I mean, he had the talk boy from Home Alone, he had Furbies coming out the ass, he had the fucking robot from Rocky IV. The kid had it all, what can I say? But the thing that we were most envious of was his gigantic Pokemon card collection. And this was back in the 90s, when kids valued Pokemon cards more than life itself. Michael, if you ever touch my holographic Charizard, I'll find and murder your entire bloodline. Do you understand me? But Zachary didn't care about his Pokemon cards at all. They're all spread out in his room, all willy-nilly. They're all ripped and bent up and shit. His ass would practically tap dance all over him. He had so many of them, he didn't care. And that shit made us sick to our stomachs. I mean, it would be one thing if these were just energy and trainer cards we're talking about, but the kid had a holographic Zapdos on the middle of his floor, for Christ's sake. To us, it was like fucking animal abuse for fake animals. Somebody should have called the Fake Humane Society on his ass. So after seeing Zachary's blatant disrespect towards his holographic Zapdos, what the hell did I decide to do? Well, what I should have done was take Zachary aside and be like, dude, I've seen a kid beat another kid over the head with a pogo stick for a fucking holographic Zapdos. Get your shit together and take care of your Pokemon cards. But instead, I fucking pocketed that holographic Zapdos. Yeah, that's right, I stole it. I'm not proud of it, but with my broken 9-year-old logic, I wasn't stealing it so much as I was rescuing it from a life of cruelty. So now after all these years later, I'm still filled with regret because I stole this kid's shiny fucking piece of cardboard. But what the hell am I supposed to do? Track down Zachary's goofy ass and be like, hey, I know we're both grown-ass men now, but that's a Pokemon card that I stole from you back when Bill Clinton was in office. All right then, see you later. Oh, and by the way, you're a cartoon on the internet, and I didn't bother to change your real name. Sorry about that. So if you're watching this, Zach, I just want to say sorry about the petty theft, and if you want your Zapdos back, well, I still have it, because I take care of my goddamn Pokemon cards. Alright, let's do one more memory about me being a piece of shit, and we'll be done with it. Now this time, we're in my next-door neighbor Michael's front yard, and we're doing what most dirty little kids were doing in the 90s. We're playing WWF front yard wrestling, that's what we're doing. And this particular matchup was between my friends David and Michael. David, of course, was Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Michael, on the other hand, was Bill Goldberg. Now, of course, we told Michael that he couldn't be a WCW character, but naturally, Michael didn't give a fuck. So there they are, fighting to the death in Michael's front yard. I'm playing the role of referee in this shitty wrestling match. And to call it wrestling to begin with was a stretch of the imagination. I mean, you got David over there, like, ripping the hair out of Michael's scalp and shit. I'm just standing there like, okay, I'll allow it. That's a completely legitimate wrestling move. Well, things start getting a little dicey when these two idiots start getting a little too close to the sidewalk. Now, what I should have done in this situation would have been like, hey, you idiots, get back over here. Somebody's about to crack their head on the sidewalk. But what I did instead was not say a goddamn thing. I mean, there's a styrofoam championship belt on the line, for Christ's sake. I can't interrupt the match now. Well, imagine my surprise when David pulls off a haphazard German suplex and he cracks Michael's head on the sidewalk. And I gotta say, it was loud. It sounded like a fucking 30-06 going off in the neighborhood. At the time, I thought Michael's brain just exploded on impact. I was almost positive people on the street were calling the cops like, yeah, hello, police? Get the paddy wagon. I just watched a kid in a Scottie Pippen jersey get murdered in cold blood. Thankfully, to our surprise, Michael sits up, and, well, he's looking a little disheveled, to say the least. Michael, are you all right? So now, what do me and David decide to do? Well, what we should have done was run inside and get Michael's drunk-ass stepdad and be like, hey, Mr. Michael's stepdad, we were being deeply irresponsible, and I think we might have just scrambled Michael's brains into oblivion. But instead of doing that, we just took off running down the road and left Michael to die by the street. I know, it was a shitty thing to do, but again, we were like 9 years old, and we didn't want to get in trouble. Hell, we even went back and grabbed the styrofoam belt before Michael's stepdad came outside flipping out. Oh, what the hell's going on out here? Michael, fix that stupid look on your face and get your ass inside. Now, in the end, Michael was all right from that whole event. I mean, he probably had a mild concussion at least, but, well, it was the 90s, so it was no big deal. What? What do you mean your head's fuzzy and you can't remember how to tie your shoes? Oh, rub some dirt in it and stop being a wuss. So, Michael, if you're watching this, I'd like to apologize on behalf of me and David. We shouldn't have left you there on the side of the street, but at the same time, I'm gonna stand by my call. It was a technical knockout and David's still the champion. So I guess you can suck it. The end.
All right, now when you were a kid in school, recess was the best part of the day, obviously. You get to go frolic outside with your friends, have a rousing game of Duck Duck Goose, or clothesline yourself in a game of Red Rover. Why am I listing games from the 1930s? Those are not the games that we played. Anyways, the point is that recess gave you a nice little break from learning about isosceles triangles and checks and balances or whatever the hell you learned when you were a kid. So what could possibly be better than recess? Well, that's an easy one. How about 2 recesses? That's right, I'm talking about the good old-fashioned bonus recess. Now, how the hell do you get a bonus recess in the first place? Well, a bonus recess would occur if A, a kid suddenly just barfed all over his desk, blah, or B, if a kid pissed himself in the middle of the classroom like some kind of wild animal. Either way, everybody gets to go outside for a bonus recess while the janitor cleans up whatever bodily fluid was left behind. Now, the first bonus recess that I recall was in the 2nd grade, and in this particular case, nobody peed in their pants, and nobody barfed all over their desk either. Instead, somebody decided to take a piss inside the coat room. I don't know who did it, or what the fuck their agenda was, but there was definitely pee in or around the coat room, and we had to get the hell out of there. Now, at first, nobody noticed. We had just came in from recess, we were balls deep in a spelling test, everything was fine. Okay, the next word is angina. Uncle Frank's angina ruined everybody's Thanksgiving. Angina. But then all of a sudden, the smell of little kid piss just kinda wafts into the room, which, you know, is kind of a hard thing to ignore in the first place. Okay, and the next word is myocardial infarction. Uncle Frank experienced a... Wait a minute, what is that? Is that little kid piss I smell? Now, I don't know if this was like an ongoing problem for my 2nd grade teacher, like if she was cursed and like every year a dirty little kid pissed in the coat room for whatever reason, but she knew exactly what was going on right from the get-go. Ah, god damn it, somebody pissed in the coat room again. All right, you dirty little bastards, get your coats on, everybody outside. So we're out on the playground for an unprecedented second recess. I got my bright-ass windbreaker on, looking fly as hell. And at first, we don't even know what to do with ourselves. Kids are flipping out left and right. What the hell, 2 recesses? Is that against the law? Is it in the Constitution? What the hell is happening?
Mrs. Kaczynski, how long are we gonna be out here?
Indefinitely, Daniel. Our classroom smells like a fucking Kmart. Go out and play. Now, it's important to note at this point that I went to a public school. So our playground was, well, it wasn't very state-of-the-art, I can tell you that. We had like a rusty-ass metal slide from the Great Depression, some jank-ass swing set that looked like it was decommissioned from a fucking concentration camp. Yeah, needless to say, there was a lot of imagination being used out on that playground, that's for sure. But the one thing that we did have that was kind of fun was a kickball, which we would play the game where you throw the ball up and promptly try to kill whoever catches it.
Hey, you guys wanna play murder ball?
Sure, I guess. And it's not like the teachers cared because they were too busy off to the side talking shit about the students in their classes. So that's when I said, no, Eric, the numerator's the top number, you piece of shit. What kind of sick weirdo are you? And then it gave his ass detention. Oh yeah, that's fucking badass. Now, normally at recess, I would participate in murder ball like all the other degenerates, but I didn't want to get my fly-ass windbreaker dirty, so on that day, I optioned with the fucking Great Depression slide. Well, unbeknownst to me while I was up there, the drawstring of said fly-ass windbreaker somehow got wrapped around the slide handlebars, so when I went to go down, I essentially hung myself by my neck and choked myself like a fucking idiot.
Yeah. Oh, piss. Somebody help me.
Now, you would think that a second grader wearing holographic clothing, slowly choking to death on a 12-foot slide would be pretty noticeable, but everybody's too goddamn wrapped up in murder ball to notice. Not to mention the teachers are still over there too busy talking shit. So then I said, fuck it, Daniel. Don't learn the order of operations. But in the future, when your ass is smoking meth under a bridge, don't come crawling back to me. Ooh, you told his ass, that's for sure. So now I'm freaking out. I'm turning purple and shit. Time is running short. All I can think about is that part in the movie Independence Day where the dude's getting choked by the alien and shit.
Release me! Release me!
And frankly, I'm a little pissed at myself as well. Like, this is the way I'm gonna fucking die? Are you serious? It couldn't have been something cool, like a sword fight? Maybe even a fucking Donner Party situation? I don't know. Nope, looks like I gotta die via a fucking stupid-ass windbreaker from TJ Maxx. What a legacy I'm leaving behind. And just when I'm about to give up and make my peace with God, I see out of the corner of my eye, this little kid at the top of the slide, just staring at me like I'm some kind of fucking circus act. Hey, can you get off? I wanna go down the slide now.
Release me! Release me, goddammit!
Now, thankfully, this kid did run over to the teachers, and he was all like, hey, there's a dead kid on the slide over there. There's a what?
Holy hell, what happened?
So now my teacher's running across the field like the playground's on fire. Absolutely nobody's playing murder ball at this point. They're all staring at my destitute ass on the slide. Somehow my teacher gets up there and releases me, finally, from the stranglehold of the goddamn windbreaker. And to my surprise, she starts losing her shit because she thinks somebody did this to me on purpose. Like it was some kind of weird Lord of the Flies shit, and I was being sacrificed to the goddamn Great Depression slide.
Who did this? Who tried to commit manslaughter on this child?
And my ass sure as hell wasn't gonna admit to everybody that, well, I almost murdered myself. So I was like,
yeah, who did it, huh? Who tried to kill me with my own piece of loud clothing?
But that mystery, of course, went unsolved that day, just as well as the mystery of whoever pissed in the coat room in the first place. We went back to our bleach-saturated classroom and finished our spelling test, and I haven't wore a goddamn windbreaker since. The end.
All right, now when you're a teenager, one of the most important things in life is learning how to drive. And what better way to learn how to drive than a good old-fashioned driver's education course? And driver's ed is pretty booty, there's no two ways about it, and what made it even worse is that the instructor insisted on teaching the class like we were a bunch of goddamn preschoolers.
And here we have the car's wheels. Can anybody tell me what shape the car's wheels are?
A fucking circle?
That's right! And here's where the car's horn is. And the car horn goes meep meep.
I'm over there taking notes and shit, writing everything down like some kind of idiot. Meanwhile, you got dumbasses in my class raising their hands, asking questions.
Yeah, you said the car horn goes meep meep, but could it go honk honk instead? Why, yes, it sure can. Everybody write that down, it'll be on the test.
So after 2 weeks of playing patty cake and learning the sounds a car makes, we finally get to take our written exam. And this exam was easy as hell. I mean, it was practically impossible to fail the damn thing. There'd be questions on there like, when a pedestrian's crossing the street at a crosswalk, do you A, yield to the pedestrian, or B, commit vehicular homicide?
Yeah, is the pedestrian wielding a weapon of some sort? Like a katana or a boomerang?
So needless to say, the written exam was pretty pointless. I mean, your ass could be like a fucking Amish kindergartner from a different fucking planet, and you'd still have a good chance to pass the damn thing. So after that, it's time to do your drive times. And your drive times are when you get into a random stranger's car, and you drive around the city while they make sure you don't murder anybody. Now, my first instructor was this old guy who was somewhere between the ages of 80 and 1,000 years old, and he had the tendency to fall asleep every now and then. I'd be driving down the road, look over and see this old guy all knocked out with his mouth wide open and shit. Holy hell, did this guy just die of natural causes in the passenger seat?
Don't you die on me, damn it! Oh, what happened?
My second instructor was this lady that would have me drive her all over town so she could get her errands done. Like I was her own goddamn personal chauffeur. We would go to the bank, we would go to the laundromat, hell, we'd even pick her kid up from school at some point. Now, why she would have her kid in the back seat while some dumbass 17-year-old runs over curbs, I have no idea. But she was so comfortable with me, she would go into a store and just leave me and the kid in the car by herself. The kid would just be staring at me in the back seat and shit. Hey there, champ. You don't have to worry about me. I'm not like a kidnapper or anything.
Are you my dad?
No, the fuck I'm not. I'm not a kidnapper, and I sure as hell ain't your dad either. So after 8 hours of driving with a Civil War veteran and babysitting some lady's kid, I was finally able to take my road test for my driver's license. Now, I was a little nervous taking this test for 2 reasons. For one, I'm using my friend's shitty-ass Kia Rio, a car that looks like it was made out of garbage. And for 2, I'm gonna have a police officer riding shotgun, breathing down my neck, making sure I don't do anything wrong. You better not screw anything up. If you fucking fart too loud, I'm gonna fail you on this test, and I'm gonna tase you in the face. So the test starts off, and I'm doing pretty well. I'm obeying all the traffic laws. I'm 10 and 2ing it on the steering wheel like a good boy. But things start to take a turn for the worse when I go down a side street, and there's some idiot on a bike in the middle of the goddamn road, just taking his sweet-ass time.
Sure is a nice day out today.
A perfect day to fuck up some kid's driving test, that's for sure. So since my driver's ed teacher was an idiot and just taught us the sounds the car makes, I didn't really know what to do in this situation. So I start to panic and honk the horn. And I swear to God, the fucking horn on this Kia Rio's like, meep, meep. See, I told you the car horn goes meep, meep. This dude looks behind him thinking there's gonna be a goddamn RC car behind him, but he sees me riding his ass instead. So what does this guy on a bike decide to do? Well, he flips me the bird, of course. What a cheeky little bastard. So now at this point, I'm thinking, well, that's it. I failed the test. You can't have somebody flip you the bird during your driving test and expect to pass it. I look over at the police officer thinking he's about to drop kick me out of the driver's seat any minute, but surprisingly, he starts laughing. Wow, that guy's an asshole. That's something you're gonna have to get used to driving on the road. People flip you the bird all the time. So in the end, this dumbass on a bike didn't sabotage me, and I was able to pass my test. I got my license that day, and I rode off into the sunset with that shitty-ass Kia Rio. Meet me. Alright, this is a story about how I gave a homeless guy a ride to a prostitute. Now, how did I get myself in this predicament? Well, sit back and relax, I'll tell you. So one winter night, my fiance and I went out to dinner, and we were on our way home. We pull onto our street, and we see this old guy just trudging along in the freezing cold. He's going like 8 inches an hour with this little shitty walker. Now, normally, I can stifle my guilt. I can just ignore the whole situation and just drive right on past, you know, like the terrible person that I am. But my fiance's with me. She gives me that look like, are you really that big of a piece of shit? Are you really just gonna let this old man just die out here in the elements? And I was like, yeah, you're absolutely right. Look, I'm not picking up some random guy on the street. Look at him over there. He looks dangerous. Oh, all right, Jesus Christ, I'll pick him up. So I drop her off at the house. I pull up next to him. Hey, old man River, you are gonna die out here. You need a ride home? Man, I don't got no home. I'm homeless, goddammit. Oh, okay. Well, you want to ride somewhere? So he gets in the car, and I'm a little suspicious of this guy. He's really dirty. He smells like a hangover. He kind of looks like a guy that probably has nothing to lose, you know what I'm saying? He might have a knife in his pocket, or a hand grenade under his shirt or something, I don't know. Yeah, I just wanted to warn you. I have a flamethrower in the trunk of my car, so no funny business. Hey, whatever, man. My name's John. J-O-N. John. There's no H. Okay. Thanks for pointing that out for me. My name's Tyler. T-Y-L-E-R. There ain't no H in that either. We got something in common, I guess. Look, man, I just need a ride to my girlfriend's house. I'm trying to get some booty. All right. Well, this is already more than I bargained for. Cool. I'm over here just trying to be a nice person, save this old man's life, and now I'm on a quest to get this homeless guy some booty. Perfect. Just take me over down LaGrange Street real quick.
quick. Oh, that's great, LaGrange Street. Let me tell you a little something about LaGrange Street. If you're in search for a prostitute and some smack, well, you're in luck. Because LaGrange Street is the Disney World of prostitutes and smack. It's a dime a dozen out there because it's in a shitty part of town. And the farther you go down LaGrange Street, the shittier it gets. You go down that street far enough, all of a sudden you're looking around like, oh shit, how'd I end up in Afghanistan? God damn it. So there I am, smack dab in the middle of the hood, taking a homeless guy to see a prostitute. Just what I wanted to do with my Saturday night. It's like a bunch of abandoned buildings around us. I'm running over dead bodies with my car.
Man, this is a nice car. This is like a spaceship car.
Well, it's a 2008 Ford Taurus, but sure, it's a spaceship car.
Hey, man, you got any money I can have?
No. I usually don't keep cash on me.
Come on, man, I'm starving out here.
Look, John with no H, how about I stop somewhere and get you something to eat? How's that sound? So I pull into a Wendy's. It's the shittiest Wendy's I've ever seen in my life. Like, even the Wendy's girl on the sign's got, like, gang tattoos and shit. I'm in the drive-thru, and before I can even start ordering, this dude just leans over and starts yelling out the window.
Yeah, I need a 4-piece nugget, double cheeseburger, large fry, another 4-piece nugget.
Jesus Christ, John, get out of my face. Your breath smells like a Denny's bathroom, for Christ's sake. This dude orders like $27 worth of Wendy's because apparently he's the very hungry homeless guy and he wants to become a goddamn butterfly. So I'm pretty pissed at this point. My opinion of John is rapidly declining. Hey, you know, this friendship kind of seems a little one-sided, don't you think? I'm over here giving you a ride and some Wendy's. What are you giving me? Nothing. Maybe some bed bugs in my car. I don't even know. So we pull out of Wendy's and John's got the audacity to ask me for more money. Yo, you sure you don't got any money I can have? God damn it, John, I just told you I don't have any cash on me. And you probably just overdrafted my checking account, getting your smorgasbord of Wendy's food. Well, can you go to an ATM or something? I'm not going to an ATM. Are you smoking crack? I don't know. Do you got some? No, John, I don't have any crack because I must have smoked it all right before I decided to pick you up.
Well, how about you pick up a couple bottles of wine? We can go party at my girl's house.
Yeah, John, I'll get right on that. Boop, 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 boop. Honey, I'm gonna be a little late. I'm gonna party with this homeless guy and his hooker girlfriend. See you later. Just show up there. Hey, hooker lady, you ready to party? We've got your favorite, wine and Wendy's, because everybody knows a nice Pinot Noir pairs well with a 4-piece nugget. No, John, I'm not gonna go party with you and some lady of the night.
Why not?
Because that's the most insane shit I've ever heard of. That's why. Are you serious? You have no teeth in your head, John. You have lupus. I'm pretty sure. And I was tempted to just kick him out of my car right then and there. But in the back of my mind, I was just like, you know what? Just do it. Just get him to where he needs to be. So that when you die, you'll be up there at the pearly gates trying to get into heaven. And St. Peter's gonna be like, your resume looks like shit. You're not going into heaven. And I'll be like, yeah, well, what about that one time I got that homeless guy some booty? And then God's gonna pop up like, yeah, Peter, let him in. Stop being a dick. So I just need to tough it out, do the right thing, and drive this dirty old man to a prostitute. Well, now he starts getting a little pissy with me because I'm not gonna give him any money. Whatever, Dan, I don't need your money. I got some money right here. Hey, pull over to this liquor store. Let me get some beer. You just asked me for money. Yeah? So what? You have money. Well, yeah, but I'd have more money if you gave me your money, dummy. All right, get out of my car. Oh, hold on a goddamn minute. Get out of my spaceship car, John, with no H. No wonder why you don't have an H in your name, John. You probably sold it for crack. Well, how the hell am I supposed to get out of your car without my walker, you stupid ass? God damn it. Here, take your walker and your goddamn Wendy's. Good luck getting your booty. And I left him right there, right in the middle of Afghanistan. There's probably people driving by wondering what the hell was going on.
Why is that man kicking that senior citizen out of his vehicle? Sir, are you looking for a ride?
Oh, hell yeah. My name's John. J-O-N. John. No H.
You guys want to party? You got any crack in here?
I went home. I was so pissed. I barged through the door like, hey, thanks for letting me be a homeless guy's booty chauffeur for an hour. Just drained my bank account by buying 15,000 chicken nuggets. Next old guy we see out in the street, we're letting him die.
The last thing I wanted as a kid was a big-ass pair of glasses hanging off my face. Which is unfortunate when you just so happen to be blind as shit as a kid. I was so blind, you know the big E on the seeing eye charts? Yeah, I couldn't even see that bitch. Be playing Little League as a kid, be all the way out in the outfield, couldn't see shit. Be like,
hey guys, are we still playing?
and school was even worse. The teacher would be like, do all these math problems on the chalkboard. And of course, I'm sitting 100,000 miles away, practically in the fucking hallway. Like, there's a chalkboard in here? My parents would take me to the doctor and they'd be like, our kid keeps running into walls. We think he's autistic? And the doctor's like, well, he's not autistic. He just can't fucking see anything. Why doesn't he have glasses yet? And I was like, shut your mouth, old man. I don't want any of these goddamn glasses. When they'd test our vision in school, I would just wait and have a bunch of kids go ahead of me and just memorize what they would say when they'd read off the chart. Next person. EZYXWVUT. Boom. You can all suck it. I can see just fine. The chart's over there. So I go to the shitty-ass eye doctor, and if you've never been to the eye doctor before, then you don't know what hell on earth is. And one of the first tests they put you through is for glaucoma. And the doctor's like, just put your chin up on this machine here, and we're gonna shoot a little puff of air into your eyeball. Okay, you'll barely feel anything. All right, let's do the next eye. And then they throw their torture chamber device on your head. Start making you read stuff. All right, tell me what you see. Like, well, I still don't fucking see anything, but I feel obligated to at least make a guess. Like I'm playing some shitty carnival game. Like they're gonna give me an oversized stuffed gorilla if I get them all right. I'm like, M, a lowercase q, the @ symbol, a Goomba from Super Mario World. How am I doing, Doc?
You got them all right.
No, not even close. I was clearly blind as shit. So they put me out in the waiting room, and I'm looking at all these frames on the wall, and I'm thinking, well, if I gotta wear glasses, I might as well go for the Jeff Goldblum look, because he was fly as shit. And the doctor's like, easy there, sonny. Your family's insurance only covers these frames. And he points to one lonely shelf. It's filled with the most hideous glasses you've ever seen in your life. Ones with double bridge frames in there, so your glasses won't break when the kids throw rocks at you. Glasses that would be bigger than kids' book bags at school. I can't feel my nose. Well, that's because your fucking glasses are 14 pounds. I'm like, oh, thanks a lot, Doc. I said Jeff Goldblum, not fucking Jeffrey Dahmer. I'm not wearing these glasses, Mom and Dad. I'm gonna get kicked in the balls. Zachary gets kicked in the balls every day at school. Fuck that. I'll keep catching baseballs with my face before that happens. My parents are over there trying to make me feel better. Well, you definitely look a lot smarter. No, I look like I'm gonna get my ass beat at school is what I look like, Mom. But I did wear them outside of school because it was actually pretty nice to see things every once in a while. Everything didn't look like Nintendo 64 graphics anymore. Everything's so vivid. I didn't even recognize my friends the first time I seen them again.
Man, you guys look different.
We're in the car ride home. I'm looking out the window, reading everything that I can. That sign says stop. That sign says speed limit 25. That sign says shut the fuck up. Okay, we get it. You can see again, telescope eyes. It's no big deal. Why don't you go read yourself a book with your Judge Judy looking ass? I did a lot of camping growing up as a kid, which is kind of a strange thing when you look at it. You'd be sitting there one day playing Nintendo. Your dad bursts in your room. Hey, I know you're comfortable and everything and you're having a good time, but you want to go out in the woods in the cold? Maybe get a little damp, not have a good time at all? You want to go camping? And I'm like, what? Camping? What are you talking about? What, are we getting evicted? No, I don't want to go camping. I'm trying to beat the chain chomp on Mario 64. But I ended up always liking camping because you got to do whatever you wanted. I haven't showered in 3 days. I smell like a dumpster. I've been living off of beef jerky and marshmallows all weekend. Hey, I think that marshmallow's done. Nah, give it a few more minutes. My mom's over there doing nothing but complaining about the goddamn mosquitoes. My dad's like, well, this is our vacation, so you better enjoy it. And as a kid, you don't really know what to do when you're camping, so you're just standing there, just making up games. You want to play sticks? Yeah, let's play sticks, sure. Are we winning? Yeah, I think so. I don't know. And this one time, my parents brought my cousin David along with us to the campground, and it's one of the first memories I ever have of camping. It was nighttime, and we're sleeping in our little tent, and he wakes me up in the middle of the night, and he's like, dude, I gotta poop. And I'm like, okay, there's a bathroom right over there. No, you don't understand. There might be poop in my pants already. I gotta go right now. So he stumbles out in the dark, and he's got a roll of toilet paper with him, and he goes to the edge of our campsite and just starts pooping all willy-nilly. Just wherever it goes, wherever it lands, whatever. And as he's using the toilet paper, he's kind of just throwing it wherever he wants because it's dark out, he can't see anything. And he comes back in the tent and he falls asleep. And then the morning comes, and the funny thing about morning is you can see things in the daylight. We walk out of our tent and there's like this woven tapestry of poopy toilet paper strung up in the trees like some kind of shitty Christmas tree. My dad's like, oh, what the fuck happened? We're over there trying to eat breakfast in the morning while the goddamn campground's dispatching a hazmat team. to clean up David's shitty disaster. And when we weren't destroying public campgrounds, we would go camping on my grandpa's property. He's got 20 acres out in the middle of nowhere, Ohio. And my grandpa is very grandpa-ish, okay? It's fantastic. He's got suspenders, he's got glasses. He gives you a little gems of knowledge when you're outdoors. You know, it's not what a man does, it's who a man is that makes him a man. And I'm over there picking my nose like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, Grandpa. And he's just so outdoorsy. He'd be like kicking a bear in the face while he's whittling you a birdhouse out of pine wood. I'm over here coming off a 3-day marathon on Nintendo 64. Like, if I see a spider, I'm gonna poop my pants. I don't even care. And speaking of spiders, we had one outhouse on the property. That's where you went to poop. And this outhouse had some of the biggest, most demonic fucking spiders you've ever seen in your life. And there was a window on the side of the outhouse. I don't know for what reason, but every time you'd go to take a poop, you'd gather an audience of little kids that would be hopping up and down trying to see what you were doing in there.
Hey, what's going on? Hey, what are you doing in there?
Like, can you fucking stop? I got enough to deal with already. But one thing's certain, we made sure that David knew exactly where that outhouse was. Because we don't want another goddamn disaster like the last campground. We got fucking neon signs pointing to the damn thing. And one time we were at the creek, and we were having a little toad catching competition. And my grandpa's buddy has his own grandson that comes all the time. His name's James. We didn't really like James that much because he was kind of a sociopath. For example, when we were down at the creek, one of my other cousins caught a toad, and nobody else caught a toad the rest of the day. And James was so pissed that he didn't have a goddamn toad. He was like, oh, hell with this. And he walked over, and he squished it right in front of everybody. Like, what the hell is the matter with you, you psychopath? Yeah, you don't have any toad anymore now, do ya? Anybody got a puppy I can nail to a tree? I'm freaking crazy. What is this, Vietnam? Do the rules in life not apply anymore? What the hell are you doing? I go up to my grandpa and I'm like, Grandpa, James is massacring animals in the woods and it's kind of making me uncomfortable. And he goes over to him and he's like, James, it's not how many toads that you catch that make you a man, okay? It's what you do as a man that makes you a man. You got it? Are you listening to me? In other words, don't fucking step on toads, you fucking meth head. What's the matter with you? Now go sit in the outhouse full of demon spiders.
All right. Now, when I was a kid, it was your responsibility to entertain yourself. And the best way to do that was to play stupid-ass games like hide and seek. Now, I don't mean to brag, but I'm a pretty big deal when it comes to hide and seek. I could find all the best hiding spots. My ass would be missing for days at a time. Well, it's been 2 hours. I don't feel like looking for his ass anymore. Let's go play Nintendo. Eventually, I just pop up in the middle of nowhere. People are in the middle of my eulogy and shit. Oh my God, my baby's alive! God damn it, do you have any idea what this funeral cost? I wasn't like my dumbass friend Michael, who'd be standing there behind a lamp with his eyes closed and shit. They can't see me if I can't see them. Michael, you could have at least turned the lamp off. You're on a goddamn spotlight, for Christ's sake. The only problem is, sometimes in hide and seek, I'd get a little ambitious and it would get me into trouble. For example, one day we were playing at my friend Steven's house and I got the brilliant idea to hide in his dryer. Now, what could possibly go wrong there? It's just a big, heavy appliance that could kill me if I wasn't careful. What's the big deal? So I squeeze my ass in there like an idiot. I have Michael shut the door for me. You want me to turn it on tumble dry just to make it look more inconspicuous? Michael, if you touch any of those buttons out there, I will stone cold stunner you into the damn stratosphere. You understand me? I'm all cramped and uncomfortable, just hoping nothing horrific happens, like I suffocate or, God forbid, lose the goddamn hide-and-seek game. I start leaning back, trying to get cozy in this goddamn thing, and just as I do that, the drum of the dryer starts to spin backwards. So instead of sitting on my ass like I was, now I'm sitting on my neck with all my body weight pressing down on me. Now, it's important to note that I'm not a claustrophobic person, or at least I wasn't before I got stuck in a fucking dryer. I'm filled with panic. I'm laying there thinking, oh my God, this is how I'm gonna die. In some stupid-ass Kama Sutra position, stuck in a fucking Maytag. Somehow I get the door open. I can see Michael standing in the corner with a laundry basket on his head. Michael, help me. Would you shut your mouth? You're gonna lead him right to us. God damn it, Michael. I can't breathe. Stop gasping for air so loud. What the hell is the matter with you? All of a sudden, Steven walks in. He sees my ass getting eaten alive by his dryer like some kind of shitty Goosebumps book. Oh, what the hell is this? I didn't sign up for this shit. So he and my friend David have to pull me out like a couple of drunken Hardy Boys. He still has to be it, right? You guys found him first and he didn't die, so he has to be it. Michael, as soon as I can feel my legs, you're getting stone cold stunner. Do you know that? So needless to say, I had to change my my hide-and-seek strategy. So instead of hiding in appliances, I would go to rooms that I wasn't supposed to be in. One time I went into Steven's mom's bedroom, and I tried to hide under her bed, but I couldn't hide under her bed because there was a box there blocking my way. So I pull it out and take a good look at what it is, and it's some kind of swing for adults. It's a fucking sex swing is what it is.
Oh, what the fuck? What is it? What'd you find?
Michael, what are you doing in Steven's mom's dresser drawer?
I'm trying to hide. What do you think? You know how hard it was to fit in here with all these handcuffs and bottles of lotion?
Handcuffs and bottles of lotion?
Yeah, and this weird thing that keeps tickling me.
Just then everybody else comes in. Dude, what kind of weird circus shit is your mom into? Steven's standing there looking at the box all horrified. Michael's checking under the bed for anything else.
Maybe there's monkey bars under here too.
So we don't know what to do at this point, so we just slide it back under the bed and hope she doesn't notice. I got a protractor out there trying to get every exact angle right. We're out in the living room trying not to make eye contact with Steven's mom.
So are you boys having a good time?
Not as good of a time you've been having, apparently.
What?
Nothing. Yeah, we're having a great time. In fact, I should swing by a lot more often and play hide and seek. What do you think, Steven? Should I swing by tomorrow?
Yeah, or maybe you can swing by my house and we can play there. Oh, I get it, because we found that sex swing in your mom's bedroom. Yeah, I'll swing by.
I can swing by doggy style if you want. Alright, so over the years in my life, there's been plenty of times where some kind of wild animal gets inside my house and I gotta deal with it. And usually it's not a big deal. I've handled birds, chipmunks, those nasty rats that I had to assassinate with a BB gun. But what do you do if one of those rats all of a sudden grew wings and started flying around your house all willy-nilly? I'm talking about a goddamn bat. Nobody wants that in their house. But unfortunately, a few weeks ago, that's exactly what happened. One night, my wife and I are sleeping in bed when all of a sudden we wake up in the middle of the night to a very peculiar sound. Something that sounded like... What the hell is that? The ceiling fan? Is the fan about to fall on top of us? I stumble out into the dark in my underwear, start poking around when all of a sudden I find it. Ah, god damn it, it's a bat! Now this bat is messed up. It's laying on its neck with its feet up, looking like somebody's drunk uncle and shit. I'm standing there like, what the hell? That's the sound a bat makes? I don't remember learning that shit in school. The bat goes, eat, 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 eat.
Well, are you gonna pick it up or what?
No, I'm not gonna pick it up. What if it fucking flies in my face or something?
You're afraid of it flying in your face?
Look, I don't know what bats do, all right? They're mean and they're nasty, and I just don't fuck with bats, all right? I look over, and all of a sudden the bat is dead, and our cat Pooter's just sitting there like, hey, while you're sitting there being a big wuss, I decided to kill the bat. And just like that, it was all over. The bat's dead, I didn't pee myself, and Pooter didn't get rabies. The end. That is until a few mornings later, I'm in the kitchen about to make a pot of coffee, when all of a sudden, bam, here comes another bat. Now my dumbass at first thinks, oh my god, it's the same bat from the other night, back from the dead. Fucking zombie bat trying to fly in my face. I get on my hands and knees in the middle of my kitchen, looking like I'm a goddamn hostage in a bank robbery. Slowly I start coming back to my senses. All right, maybe this isn't a zombie bat. Maybe it's just a different bat.
We got 2 bats in the house? What, is somebody playing a fucking game of Jumanji in here or what?
Meanwhile, Pooter's leaping around like a goddamn superhero throughout the house. Calm yourself, woman. I'll handle this. The whole time my wife is still upstairs in bed, totally oblivious to the chaos that's happening in the kitchen. So what the hell am I supposed to do in this situation? I'm not qualified to handle this. I need a professional like Steve Irwin or Jack Hanna. Fucking Ozzy Osbourne, for Christ's sake. Anybody.
Alexa, what are you supposed to do when you have a bat in the house?
I don't know, dude. I don't f with bats either.
Eventually, the bat lands on a wall, and I use this opportunity to grab my trusty BB gun from the closet. So now I'm trying to Lee Harvey Oswald this bat with a BB gun. I take the shot, and I hit it, but I don't kill it. I just anger the damn thing. Oh my god, you shot me? Now I'm really gonna fly in your fucking face. I lock myself in the bathroom like a scared old woman. I peek out of the door, and I see that the bat is now in the living room right next to my TV. Well, now what am I gonna do? I can't risk shooting the bat and shatter my TV screen. I'm sure accidental shooting because of bat in-house isn't covered under the warranty. So since a bat is now holding my television hostage, I decide that I have to catch it somehow. Well, what the hell am I gonna use to catch it? Well, how about a big fucking 12-foot net that we use to clean the pool? So there I am with this long-ass unwieldy pool net in my house, looking like a goddamn drunk pole vaulter. I'm knocking stuff off the tables and shit. Somehow I managed to snag this bat, and its little foot, or hoof, or fucking claw, I don't know what the fuck a bat has, is stuck in the net. So now's my opportunity. I'm running throughout the house like the goddamn building's on fire. I make it to my front yard, and I'm waving this goddamn pool net all over the place trying to get this thing free. My neighbor next door is on his porch looking at me like, the hell's this guy doing, catching butterflies?
I got a bat! I got a bat here!
No, that's a fucking net, you idiot. Finally, the bat gets free and flies back to the 7th layer of hell or wherever the hell bats live. I walk back inside, now my wife's awake.
Hey, why is there a rifle on the floor? And why is all of our shit broken?
Because we had another bat in the house, that's why. It flew in my face, it took our TV hostage, and I did the best I could, okay? And that is why I don't fuck with bats.
All right. So a few years ago, I had a little encounter with a fox that unfortunately had rabies. Now, I've contemplated on whether or not to tell this story in the first place, because I probably handled it in the worst way possible. But I figure at the very least, maybe this could be like some sort of a learning experience for all of you guys. You know, things to do, or rather things not to do, when confronted by a wild rabid animal. Now, this whole ordeal started on one early afternoon. I'm sitting in my living room working on a cartoon that, well, ironically, was about me getting rid of a bat that flew in the house with my giant pool net, when all of a sudden, one of our kids comes up to me, and they're like, "Hey, I think there's like a Wolverine outside on our pool cover." And at first I'm like, Wolverine? How do you even know what a Wolverine looks like in the first place? I don't even know what the hell a Wolverine looks like, for Christ's sake. So I go over the window, and instead of seeing this so-called Wolverine, I see a fox. And it's a very, very sick, deranged-looking fox. Now, it's worth mentioning that we have a bunch of woods behind our house. So seeing a fox is not very uncommon. In fact, sometimes we hear their asses out there all night long. And if you've never heard what a fox sounds like, well, they don't really bark or howl or do any of those noises. Instead, they fucking scream like a woman being murdered. Yeah, that's what they sound like. The first time I heard that shit in the woods, I thought the fucking Blair Witch was out there murdering people left and right. But apparently, that's just the sound a fox makes. I sure as hell didn't remember that from the old See and Say toy that I had as a kid. The fox says, "Ah! So I'm looking at this fox, and I'm no veterinarian, but this thing clearly has rabies. It's tweaking out pretty severely. It's got the old cappuccino foam around its mouth and shit. That thing's either got rabies, or somebody fucking buried it in the pet cemetery, and it's come back to life to murder us all. Either way, it's a situation that now I have to deal with. Now, real quick, can anybody actually tell me what you're supposed to do in a situation like this? Well, if you guessed, I don't know, don't go outside and confront a fucking rabid animal, you guessed correctly. So anyways, I go outside and confront this rabid animal, and I'm fairly confident I can handle this situation. I was a Cub Scout as a kid. I got the, rabid animal merit badge or whatever the fuck. Well, apparently me handling the situation turns out to be me just yelling at it from a distance. Hey, quit it! Knock it off! Get out of here! Go fucking have rabies somewhere else, you asshole! And you know, that did not help at all. In fact, it just kinda pissed it off a little bit more. Now it's doing that murderous banshee scream shit directly at me. And to make matters worse, now our 120-pound Rottweiler can see this thing through the window, and he starts losing his shit. Oh boy, is that my new best friend out there? Oh man, I don't know if I wanna lick it or if I wanna fuck it first. So I get my wife on the phone, who's driving in her car at the time, and I'm just like, "Hey, there's a fucking zombie fox on our pool cover, and I believe it has a shit ton of rabies." A zombie fox with rabies? Well, what the hell are you calling me for? Go fucking shoot it with a rifle. Oh, all right then. That's a good idea. I'll call you back. Boop. So I go and grab my .22 caliber rifle that, thankfully I bought just a few weeks prior. I head back outside, and I'm confident that I'm about to fucking Lee Harvey Oswald this rabid fox. But that's when it dawns on me that this fox is indeed standing on top of our pool cover. If I shoot and miss, well, I'm probably gonna fuck up our pool like 6 different ways this Sunday. So quickly, I change up the game plan. I call my wife back up and I'm like, "Hey, I'm afraid I'm gonna fuck up the pool 6 ways to Sunday if I shoot at it. So instead, I'm just gonna charge at it with this hockey stick and hope for the best. What do you think?" I think that fox is gonna fuck you up 6 ways to Sunday. That's what I think. Look, I'm just gonna call animal control and have them deal with it, okay? Now, this is what you're supposed to do in this situation. You're supposed to call animal control. Apparently, trying to fight a rabid animal with sports equipment's frowned upon. What the fuck ever. Now, I don't know if it's just our local animal control or what, but they were not very much help in this situation. "Good afternoon, animal control. We have a zombie fox holding our pool hostage. Send back up with lots of ammo." What? You said it was a fox? We don't deal with any wild animals. We just deal with, like, stray cats and dogs. Now, this was pretty perplexing because, well, they're called animal control after all. Here we are with an animal that desperately needs to be controlled. You're not gonna come out and fucking help us? No, instead they give us a phone number to a man named Carl, who apparently, like, moonlights as, like, a rabid animal specialist, apparently. I don't know if this guy was, like, just a redneck with a harpoon gun or some shit. But what I do know is that when we called his ass, he didn't answer his fucking phone, so we have no idea. All right, so we tried yelling at the fox, a rifle, a hockey stick, animal control, and then Carl the fucking bounty hunter, and yet here we are, still have a rabid fox on our pool cover. Well, eventually, we get the local sheriff to show up to our house. And at first, this guy was like as helpful as animal control was. Well, what do you want me to do? You want me to try to shoot at it? I mean, I guess you're a sheriff. You're probably a better shot than I am. Oh boy, I don't even know if I'm allowed to shoot at the damn thing in the first place. So this guy literally pulls out his phone and calls up his boss. And he's like, hey, we got like this fox holding this guy's pool hostage. Am I allowed to shoot at it? He wants to know what happens if I accidentally shoot your pool. Well, that was what I was trying to avoid in the first place. Okay, yeah, he doesn't want us to shoot the pool. Uh-huh. All right, then, bye-bye. Boop. Yeah, he doesn't want me to shoot at it on account that I might fuck your pool up 6 different ways to Sunday. All right, so clearly we have to get this goddamn fox off of the pool before anything else can happen. Well, of course, to me, this sounds like a perfect job for my big-ass 12-foot-long pool net. Now, side note, I just want to say, I'm so goddamn grateful for this pool net. It has bailed my ass out multiple times when I've had wild animals on my property. If it was a person, I'd fucking have to buy it a beer, probably 12. All right, so now with the big pool net in hand, we come up with the final game plan. And that is the sheriff's gonna scoop up the fox, fling it into the yard, and that's where I'll be, sitting there like fucking SEAL Team 6, waiting to take care of business. So this guy approaches the fox with my giant, unwieldy pool net, and I don't know if this was like just another Thursday to the dude or what, but he nonchalantly scoops the fox up, and then he flings it into the yard like a goddamn lacrosse player. All right, time for my big moment. I raise up my rifle and I'm like, this is America, and we don't negotiate with terrorists. I squeeze off like half a dozen shots, and you bet your ass, every single one of them missed. It wasn't even close. I was like a fucking cartoon character, shooting a silhouette around this goddamn fox. The sheriff's up there judging me hardcore. This guy was a fucking Cub Scout? My asshole he was. Look, in my defense, I didn't sight in the scope, all right? I told you guys I just got the damn rifle. Thankfully, the gunshots did scare the fox out back into the woods, and that completed our whole little saga of all this bullshit nightmare bullshit. All right, well, I guess that's settled. Holy hell, some Lee Harvey Oswald you are. God damn, your ass wouldn't even have hit the fucking Lincoln Continental shooting like that. So I go back into my house, bewildered, wondering what the hell my life is these days. Meanwhile, our dog's staring at me like,
Oh, why'd you scare it away, you asshat? Now who's gonna be my best friend?
now you might be sitting there like, well, what happened to the fox? Was he okay? He just scampered off into the woods? Well, what are you expecting, a happy ending? All right, let's give it a happy ending, I guess. And so the fox scampered into the woods, it fully recovered from rabies, it got married and had lots of loud-ass fox babies, and it definitely didn't die a slow and very horrific death out in the woods. Anyways, the moral of the story is, don't approach a fucking animal that's got rabies. Stay inside, go call animal control, or at the very least, maybe a hillbilly with a harpoon gun. Maybe you're lucky and yours has like a fucking pager or something, and let the professionals deal with it, because rabies is a very shitty way to die. The end.